Yo, AFC East Roundtable, what is good? It's your boy Richie tuning in live. Not from my traditional studio because, yeah, I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I don't know where the hell I am, but I am covering the Jets and the Panthers joint practice. That's why I'm over here. I'm excited to give you guys this live stream. We got Master at work, Dan Mitchell, TD Finstock ready to go. We saw the premiere of Hard Knocks last night, the New York Jets being represented. We got training camp. The first week for all the other teams for preseason is this weekend. The Jets had their first preseason game last week in the Hall of Fame game. So there's a lot to unpack. A lot of things are happening in the Dolphins camp, the Bills camp, Jets camp, Patriots camp. So without further ado, let's bring in the boys. Before we do that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Let's get it going.
Let's go.
Dan is muted. Come on, Dan. You're better than that.
Oh, listen, man. And it's ironic, too, because I was just about to say, I was about to be like, Richie, man, like your audio sounds like
yeah,
that.
I thought it was my AirPods.
Yeah. For example, audio is a little wonky, bro.
So it's like you.
I can't even.
Better now. God damn it.
It sounds like the Jets Titanic ship is like you underneath the Titanic.
He got that crow. He got that crow audience.
Bro,
so
every time that I do a little solo intro, I have to – what happens is I connect it to these stupid headphones, and the mic is going through these instead of the mic. Now it's going through here. My apologies. Do I got to redo the whole thing? Did you guys hear what I even said?
No, not at all. Like, I think everybody else's eardrums have already taken the damage. All right, but hey, you know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel bad for anyone that has headphones on right now. If anybody was watching all of this, guys, what's going on, Richie? How's the good life? How's Spartanburg, South Carolina, bro?
Well, that's what I was. That's basically what I was saying. I'm sorry. My apologies. I will make sure. How come you guys don't tell me these things before we go live? I don't understand. It's like
sound like that.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like that before we went live.
No, it didn't.
That's
it was
weird.
Completely fine. And then once it came in, dude, like eardrums started bleeding.
All right. Well, again, guys, my apologies for the technical difficulties. The audio is going through the Beats, but now they're going through the Yeti. But basically, the intro was, I'm not in my traditional studio because I am in Spartanburg, South Carolina, here covering the Jets and the Panthers joint practice. I was there this morning, going to be back there tomorrow. Hard Knocks premiered last night. The New York Jets had a crazy episode. We're going to be talking about that. We got training camp situations with the Dolphins, the Bills, the Patriots. Week 1 of the preseason is right here. So we got a lot to break down. Really, really excited to get into it. DeAndre with the first super chat of the night. Yo, Richie, is it just me, or is that Ed Sheeran song still playing in your head too? Haha. There's a reason why they played that Ed Sheeran song, because he wore a Jets jersey at one of his concerts this season. But DeAndre, appreciate the $5 super chat, my man. Big time shout out to DeAndre. There's a lot of things to get excited for with these New York Jets, man. And there's a lot of things to be excited for about the Bills and the Dolphins and the Patriots, right, Tyson?
Yeah, I wish.
And so I saw you going ham over some Bailey Zappi action today on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just get something, like, get me hyped up for the season. I'm hope, like, I just need some type of hope, bro. I mean, because it's funny because Belichick still's not committing to Mac Jones being the starter. It's just it's astonishing to me how he's not committing to him. But if you see him in training camp, you know why.
Got it. No, well, hey, man, listen, you know what? Like, I actually just ended up doing a show on my channel, and I'm sorry, like, I did come up with the name first, so I called it Degenerates Anonymous. And so from now on, what we're doing is that we're doing a 15-leg parlay money line each and every single week. Right? And then we put together one, and then I picked the Patriots money line for one of them, baby. So, like, I need Zappy to absolutely go off. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. $5
Are you really betting on preseason games, bro? Who does that, bro?
And so
I'm a degenerate gambler, and I don't even bet preseason.
Man,
I did it purely for everyone's enjoyment, right? Just $5, whatever.
But Tyson, has Belichick literally, like, denounced? But
they asked him who the starter was, and he said, my guess is as good as yours.
Wow.
He pretty much stated that it's an open. Well, he didn't say it literally, but he refuses to answer the question of who the starting quarterback is.
That's crazy. I had no idea there was a quarterback thing happening.
Me
I
either.
mean,
Do
you
you
know how
think that's just a
Belichick is.
ploy? But do you think that's just a
Yeah,
ploy to
it's
light
a
a
ploy.
fire underneath Mac's ass?
Nah, he said this before training camp begun that he's not gonna announce a starter, that it's an open competition. But everybody knows that Mac Jones is 99% most likely going to be the starter, barring some catastrophic injury. But no, I'm rooting for Zappy. I just because he's outperforming Mac Jones in training camp, and Belichick, if he's going to stick by his morals, then you should play the best player on the field on the team.
Mm.
Interesting stuff to keep in mind for the Patriots. I didn't know that was a thing. But we got a super chat from Nick. Just got my tickets for you from you, Richie, for week 1 game and event. Can't wait to meet you all. Going to be a vibe. We got Nick coming to week 1, Jets, Bills. Let's go. If you guys want, we literally have, I think, 3 tickets left.
That's
to
it.
week 1 against the New York Jets hosting the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be there. All 4 of us will be there doing a live show. You guys know the drill. And if you guys want to come, limited tickets are available. And folks, for the people that did purchase your tickets, I just sent you all your tickets today. So check your email. If you purchase your ticket, they're all in your emails. Accept it. Sorry to Bills fans, but you might have to download the Jets app because that's where the tickets are going to be. Ha. See, that's why I wanted to get you
I
guys
realized that.
Ha. You got to get up and get the Jets app, maybe.
I didn't download the Jets app. I just downloaded. What was the
you got on your
ticket
wallet? That's Ticketmaster. So
Ticketmaster, yeah.
The first topic I want to break down, let's talk about Hard Knocks because that's definitely a big topic across the media world. And honestly, I can admit I've never watched Hard Knocks since the New York Jets were in Hard Knocks back in 2010. So I'm not familiar with their production. I'm never really interested in Hard Knocks because they're not covering the Jets. When they cover the Jets, I'm obviously going to tune in. And to be honest, I was absolutely blown away by the production, and someone that studies video and studies, how to edit and how to, put together such an incredible episode like that, just from a production quality standpoint. It's not easy to do. That was really cool how they were able to do that and pull that off. And obviously they're going to make this Jets team look even better than any team in the world because they got those talented people on HBO to do just that, NFL Films. So I want to go around the table to get your guys' thoughts of Hard Knocks because, obviously from a division rival perspective, it's going to be different from the Jets fan because the Jets fan is watching that and they're getting hyped up. I mean, this is making we're excited for the season, but that episode of Hard Knocks is making us even more excited for the season. But I'm sure the division rivals perspective is a little different. They're like, oh, I can't take this. I can't take watching these Jets. It's just all over the place. So TD, I'll throw it to you first, man. If you did tune into Hard Knocks, what was your thoughts about it?
I saw a little, Richie, but listen, y'all ain't gonna do nothing this year. Y'all gonna lose, bro. The first 7 minutes told me y'all was gonna lose. Robert Saleh with his little crow speech.
You sound like a crow.
The eagle flies high, and the crow suffocates and falls back down to earth.
Yeah, baby. Great analogy.
Take care of business, and the crows will fall on their own. You know where? I ain't gonna lie. Okay, let me be honest. The production at the beginning does get you hyped. Okay, it was like, man, and I was sitting there like, man, I can't stand these boys. They did a good job. Okay, they did a good job selling on why y'all supposed to be it this year. But as soon as Robert Saleh start drooling all in practice over Aaron Rodgers, oh, look at that pass. Oh, it was so amazing. Look at what a Hall of Fame quarterback will do for you and all. I'm like, oh, y'all ain't finna win nothing. The coach is too busy being a fan instead of coaching. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Richie, it's over for the Jets, man. Yeah, 6, 7. I'll give you 7 games now. I was saying 6. I give you one more.
Take off that troll hat for once. For damn well we ain't win 6 or 7 games, bro.
Well,
that hat is thrown on
y'all might be the Broncos this year. Why? I mean, they wouldn't know way they were going to win what they won.
Russell Wilson's an MVP quarterback.
Yeah, Russell Wilson
going into the same system that he's been in throughout his entire career.
Dumb with Nathaniel.
That's what I'm so sick of. Oh, you're gonna be the new Broncos.
Hey. Here's one thing that I did see, and like my largest takeaway is, first off, absolute glaze fest for Aaron Rodgers. Absolute glaze fest, man. Like those producers and like that organization, like their knees are tethered, brother. They are absolutely tethered from the amount that they just turn that in. Like, damn, like start building the stat sheet right now. Like, dude hasn't even taken a damn snap for the organization. One other large takeaway is that Zach Wilson just looks absolutely disheveled. He looks like a defeated man with every single one of the interviews that I ended up getting. He just ended up going on ahead and talking about how his first 2 years as a rookie was definitely pretty rough on him. That was interesting. But like TD did say, I did really enjoy the production. And surprisingly enough, I didn't expect to like it because I hate the Jets, first off, since they're in my division. I could care less. But I'm certainly looking forward to episode 2, 110%.
Well, I thought the Zach Wilson feature was really cool because we got a really inside perspective of how Aaron Rodgers has taken Zach Wilson underneath his wing. And I heard so many people say, Rodgers isn't coming here to mentor Zach. He's a selfish person. Couldn't have been more wrong. He literally is doing so much more than that. Then he's putting so much energy into helping Zach Wilson that it's kind of like ridiculous to a point where Zach is saying he's doing more than he needs to. And I think that was a really cool feature that they had on Hard Knocks out of the many features that they had. Tyson, did you end up watching it? And what was your overall thoughts?
So before I say that, I do want to say that, Richie, you proved my point. But first of all, I want to congratulate Darrelle Revis into getting into the Hall of Fame, Patriots Super Bowl champion, Patriots Hall of Fame inductee. Since you didn't want to congratulate him, you didn't even mention it. I want to go ahead and congratulate the Patriots legend and Darrelle Revis for getting inducted in the Hall of Fame, and for all those Jets fans that booed him. The video is also on the AFC East Roundtable channel if you want to check that out. But no, I watch Hard Knocks usually every season.
Booed the Patriots, not Revis. Big difference.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so I watch Hard Knocks every season just because I'm a football fiend. But for Richie, you say you don't watch Hard Knocks. When I tell you that this was completely different, because no time ever have I seen Hard Knocks ever slobber knock a quarterback who literally hasn't done anything in a decade. It was completely just I thought they were going to focus more on the rookies, because that's usually what Hard Knocks does. They focus on the rookies.
Well, when's the last time Hard Knocks had a first ballot Hall of Famer featured on it?
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. What year was that?
With the Rams.
Is Matthew Stafford in the same breath as Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, he's better. He's a Super Bowl champion.
Oh,
that's a Super Bowl champion.
That's a
Well,
he's
look
better.
at what he did with Detroit.
Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, you can't tell me nothing.
Are you joking?
Matthew Stafford has a better playoff record. Matthew Stafford went to a different team and won the Super Bowl in his first season. Matthew Stafford, he's just it's not even a discussion to me.
It is a discussion because that's the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard you say, honestly.
If you want to compare accolades other than maybe Aaron Rodgers, Mickey Mouse, regular season MVPs, especially one of them was robbed from Brady when Brady had the overall better season. I would take Matthew Stafford. He's more clutch in the playoffs. He's shown it, and if he had some type of team around him in Detroit, he would have been a little bit more competitive. He is. Look at his playoff record, bro. He played one playoff run with the Rams, and he won a Super Bowl with them.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't for that last drive when Brady came back down 25 points again,
I cannot
that very last drive against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when the Buccaneers tied the game with Tom Brady, did you see the throw about Matthew Stafford to put him in that field goal range to get him to the NFC Championship game? And then they ended up winning. Like, he's clutch. Aaron Rodgers is a choke artist. I think what he tried to do with the Hard Knocks is he tried to whitewash his arrogance. He wanted to get his personality a little bit more better coverage than what it has been. I don't believe a word. I think that was all scripted. That entire Hard Knocks is scripted, but usually Hard Knocks focuses on the rookies and cuts and the players that are not really featured, that you don't really know.
Because they never had a first ballot Hall of Famer as their featured quarterback
You're
ever,
acting
like Aaron
like
Rodgers. That's why. Usually
sure, because Brett Favre, when he went to the Jets, is also first ballot Hall of Famer, and he didn't accomplish a damn thing with the New York Jets in his one season.
Though. You're making it seem like, why would Hard Knocks HBO not make Aaron Rodgers the focal point? That would be a production failure on their end. You're making it seem like they made a mistake doing that. That is exactly what they should do. And the fact that you actually are saying Matthew, I'm not done with this. Matthew Stafford's better than Aaron Rodgers.
He is. I would take in a big game, for all the marbles.
Thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, listen. in a big game in the playoffs for all the marbles, I'm taking Matthew Stafford. He showed it to me when in the Rams. Like I said, you guys watched that playoff one with the Rams. Without Matthew Stafford, the Rams don't win a Super Bowl. He literally went there from Detroit, one of the worst franchises in NFL history, and won a Super Bowl in his first season. Imagine what Matthew Stafford could have done had he been with that Packers team that Aaron Rodgers was blessed with. And Aaron Rodgers with that Packers team only has won one Super Bowl and only been to one Super Bowl. And he shit his pants at home in Lambeau Field in an NFC Championship game multiple times. Divisional games against the Giants as the number 1 seed multiple times. Didn't make the playoffs with the Packers last season with a great roster. Okay, so at the end of the day, Rodgers is an old man. He needs to retire. He's a bum. No one ever is going to put him as the GOAT status. And for Jets players, was it a Hard Knocks yesterday? Oh, he's the GOAT. On what standard? No one in their right mind would even put Rodgers above the top 5 conversation as the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay? He's a great quarterback. He's one of the greatest pure passers of the football. No one argues that his ball placement is insane. But at the end of the day, who cares? Can he win? Is he a winner? No, he's not. He's a loser. And he's going to the right organization, the loser Jets. So at the end of the day, the only reason you're on Hard Knocks, Richie, is because the Jets suck. No, they don't feature teams that are good. They feature teams that suck. So that's just my take.
Well, I know that you think he's a loser. He does have a Super Bowl ring. Therefore, he's not a loser.
Yeah, about a decade ago.
TD, go on. Yeah, he's still champion, though. Still champion. So he's no loser.
Okay.
Champion.
Congratulations.
TD, go on.
Well, I got to chime in on this.
Please do, because that was the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I can't believe he's actually serious with this take.
What that Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're judging
up to 100 NFL fans and I ask them who's better,
this.
Aaron Rodgers or Stafford, I guarantee you none of them say Stafford.
Well, let me
Lions fans.
Let me say this, okay? Stafford is not better than Aaron Rodgers, okay?
Duh.
But listen, listen. I think a lot of times when it comes to comparing these quarterbacks, it's a matter of situation. If Matthew Stafford had started his careers with the Rams and won a Super Bowl earlier, his entire NFL trajectory would have been different. And that's what Aaron Rodgers had the luxury of doing. All I remember about Aaron Rodgers, the issue I have with him is the fact that he was a quarterback who won one early. Then he literally went on an 80-year hiatus and then finally got another. So at the end of no, that's not to say he didn't play well.
No, he never he never finally got another TD. He has yet to get another.
Well, not get another. You're right. I'm sorry. Not get another, but he went on an 80-year hiatus and hadn't been, compared in that big game for so long. But he's lived off of the fact that so early on you got it and you already have that legend behind you. And it just builds as long as you play like Kirk Cousins or, those guys every year. As long as you put up the stats after you got one. And when you get it early, you're right. You ride it out. But if Stafford would have started his career with the season like he won the Super Bowl and he would have won it, and he would have actually been on a team that was good around him and just kept putting up the stats, which he did, because Stafford is a perennial 4,000, 5,000, 45, let's just say average 4,500 yard guy. The stats have been there his entire career. It's just the fact that it waited to the end to win the Super Bowl. If he got it early in year 2 or something and put the 4,500 up every year, they'd be looking at him like Aaron Rodgers if you really think about it.
Yeah, but TD, how many MVPs does Stafford have?
No, I get that, but again, when you get
compare.
That's not fair. Because look, when you get the Super Bowl early, you're automatically viewed in that light. That's not sitting here and act like MVPs aren't also subjective. Like if Patrick Mahomes throws for 5,000 yards, Patrick Mahomes wins 14 games because the team around him. But you got another guy who threw for 5,200 and his team wins 10 games, Patty Mahomes is going to win it. The guy can have better stats, but at the end of the day, the team success also comes into play with the MVP. Same thing with Pro Bowls. You're well known. Same thing with All Pros.
I don't know about
those all pro votes. Aaron Rodgers was going to be guaranteed to get them as long as he put the stats up for the next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years after he won the Super Bowl.
So you're saying MVP is more of a team stat than an individual stat?
No, what I'm saying is you first, as a basis, you got to do your job. Okay,
So
I'm not saying you're not a candidate.
The last two MVPs Rodgers won, which was, by the way, 3 years ago and 2 years ago, not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at the numbers.
Earned them. Yeah, he earned them.
No, not the second one. The one they gave him before last season. There's no way in hell he had a better season than Brady. Even stats I compared every single metric of that stat. He wasn't better than Brady here.
So one thing, I'll go ahead and chime in here as well. Like, really, when it comes down to it, I think that a success of a quarterback really comes down into supporting cast, because many of you know that I am a huge and massive advocate of wins are not a quarterback stat. Wins are not a quarterback stat whatsoever. So many moving pieces, whether or not that it's an offensive line, it's supporting cast via wide receiver, it's how your defense is playing. And so I think as far as who the better quarterback is, I think that you have to look at the statistics based off of what he has been able to accomplish by himself, filling out his role by his last year. Like, and this is coming from a Bills fan. Don't get me wrong, guys. I still see us absolutely smoking you guys week one, and I cannot wait to watch it in person. I really do. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I will say, I don't want people to judge Rodgers based off of what he had last year. Okay, I don't. Because I've seen better wide receiving cores from a damn junior varsity high school team. Okay, like, this guy did as much as he possibly could without a Devontae Adams, without his main character. As far as the better quarterback, I'm gonna have to give it to Rodgers over Stafford. And I mean, I'd probably still put Rodgers top 5, I would say, currently in the league as of right now. I just have never been an advocate of judging a quarterback based off of wins, since wins are not a quarterback stat. That's me.
Can I just say one more thing of how fake Aaron Rodgers was in that Hard Knocks? So remember when Jordan Love got drafted? It's hilarious that now that he's on camera, he wants to pretend and fake the funk for the cameras that he's trying to nurture poor old little Zach Wilson.
That's
when he didn't do
false.
it for when he didn't do it for Jordan Love.
You're biggest criticism. A reality that's so wrong, bro.
I watched the episode, bro. I watched the episode,
but you're making
bro.
it seem like this is a fake. It's not fake.
He didn't do it with Jordan Love.
Dude, did you know that he
That's
called
my argument.
Love the day before practice, the day before training camp, called Jordan Love and wished him good luck?
Bro, when they drafted Jordan Love, this dude shit on this kid the first 2 years when Jordan Love was there.
It wasn't until they drafted his replacement instead of building around him, because they were ready to go. They drafted his replacement in the first round. So he was a little ticked off. He's like, why is this organization already drafting my replacement instead of giving me a weapon to go all in and win the Super Bowl when we have a team to go do it? So he was ticked off.
It wasn't until Rodgers knew he was leaving Green Bay and he needed to repair his reputation that he started getting on the knees for Jordan Love. He wasn't doing that early on. And I understand your argument. Oh, they drafted Jordan Love. He was salty about it, obviously, right? Because Brady did the same thing when Garoppolo was drafted. But at the end, and it's not acting like Aaron Rodgers is this messiah that he's this freaking Gandhi out here, just spreading the love everywhere, bro. If you listen to all his past teammates, and I can pull it all up, I got them all, bro. His past teammates that play with Aaron Rodgers call him a straight up asshole, bro. He's a straight up asshole. Some of his past teammates that play with him in Green Bay don't like him. There's a reason for that, bro. He was not a good teammate. He's not let me rephrase that. He's only a good teammate when things are going well for Aaron Rodgers. Because when things are going bad and the team is losing, then he shifts the blame to everyone else. It's everyone else's fault. So we're going to find out, Richie. We're going to find out this season. Because I promise you this, when there's early adversity for the Jets, we're going to see the real Aaron Rodgers up on that podium. We're going to see who he throws under the bus when receivers are dropping balls. We're about to find out, okay? But when things are going great, yeah, you'll see Aaron Rodgers laughing and slapping Zach Wilson on the ass. You'll see it. But watch when things go bad. And we all know that things will go bad.
So that much I definitely can. And so I can agree with that. And so I do not think Aaron Rodgers is a good teammate at all. And so I think he's very selfish. I think he's a me first. And I know he took a pay cut. Like that's all like well.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? I know he took a pay cut. No, happened to be the largest pay
So
cut in NFL history.
Like, that's because he's currently
he just took a pay cut.
And so if you think like he's not like say like some things start to go wrong, like dude, history repeats himself, and like people's personalities don't change after like you get to the age of 25. If things start going wrong, and if you think that Aaron Rodgers is just going to be like all smiley and say, "Oh yeah, that's on me," like I think that's naive personally.
Well, Dan, I like your dolphin colors on your hat for first.
So this is my college I went to. Okay, it's not a dolphin.
Yeah,
hat.
we know.
I'm taking this off.
We know that we love the colors anyway.
Another hat.
But all I'm gonna say is this too, man. Stafford put the numbers up in his career. Did y'all know that Stafford actually averages 500 yards per season more than Aaron Rodgers for his career?
I do know. Right?
500 more yards per season than Matthew Stafford per season.
One more thing, TD. I want to piggyback off Stafford. Do you guys remember the play? Do you guys remember the play when Stafford literally broke his arm and went and threw that game-winning touchdown at the end of regulation with a broken arm? Do you think Aaron Rodgers would have that type of heart? I don't think so. Stafford is an absolute monster. He's a gladiator. When things are, and he played in Detroit. He played in Detroit. You know what type of person it takes to play in Detroit? Barry Sanders retired because he couldn't get out. He couldn't get out of Detroit fast enough. Calvin Johnson retired because he hated the Lions. Stafford stuck it out with Detroit as long as he could. How much do you think Aaron Rodgers would have survived in Detroit, Richie? Do you really think he would have survived in Detroit? Absolutely not.
Would he have won a Super Bowl early in his career in Detroit?
Hell no. Absolutely not. Not with no.
At the end of the day, though, we know that Aaron Rodgers is he's a great quarterback. All the personal stuff as far as, his attitude as a player and stuff like that, that's opposite for me for X's and O's. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Aaron Rodgers. I only talk bad about him because he's a Jet now, so he a bum to me. But I already know he's a great player. He going to help the Jets. Is it enough for the Jets to win the Super Bowl? It's not, because the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. So
there we go.
Well, see, that's not a bad. That's a terrible argument.
And then we can change the topic. But I personally think, and I've always felt this, even way before he was a Jet, and I always believed this about Aaron Rodgers, because I was a big Rodgers fan before he became a Jet, and I want to make it clear that this was my stance on him before he became a Jet. I always believed he was the most misunderstood person, not quarterback, not NFL player, human being in this league. The media just loves to pin him in this corner, and for everybody to pin him as this villain and as a selfish me person. And when he came to this Jets organization, he has nothing but proved everybody wrong, taking a $35 million freaking pay cut, and you guys just want to just not talk about that?
You pin him under
Do you
the
have
table.
any idea how crazy it is to give the Jets organization $35 million to build around him, because he wants this Jets team to go get players at the deadline to help out this organization, basically offsetting Zach Wilson's entire contract? He is instilling a culture in this organization. Players are going up to him. He is doing everything that this Jets team does. And hey, say Aaron Rodgers and this Jets team, they don't win, right? They go to the playoffs, they lose in the wild card round, they lose in the championship game, they don't win a Super Bowl. But what Rodgers can do here, which is why I'm really excited that he's here, is set a culture and set a standard of how to do things, how to operate on a day-to-day basis. And I think still to this day that Aaron Rodgers is one of the most misunderstood human beings in the NFL. They love to talk about him in a negative light. I always misunderstood why people said it that way. And now that he's a Jet, and I really understand Aaron Rodgers more because I'm obviously following him. I follow Aaron Rodgers off the field. I watch a lot of stuff of Aaron Rodgers not talking about football, talking about other things. And I really understand him as a human being. And obviously you guys don't have to relate to him. I personally do. And I think that he is completely misunderstood, and we can change the topic here.
Hold on, we don't have to, Richie, because I want to.
How about Richie defending his damn quarterback?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let you guys I'm not letting you guys say this.
I like that.
Although I will.
I haven't seen that energy from him.
He's an Aaroneer.
Ever.
I'm an Aaroneer. Call me. I'm an
Aaroneer, baby.
But no, Richie. Here's my thing. It's like you're defending his character, right? Me personally.
Yeah, I'm even talking about football right now.
Yeah, you're defending his character, but me personally, I've never been the one that been in that conversation about his character. That's the ESPN. I know they bring it up a lot, Skip and all that. Everything is a ploy for him and all that. I don't know if it's true. But when you were just defending him, you're defending his character by using an example of he's not what you think. He even took a pay cut for his team to get better around him and X, Y, and Z. Well, how am I supposed to believe that if he wasn't willing to do that in Green Bay?
Because the Green Bay Packers was not an organization that was doing right by him. He comes to the Jets, they're doing right by him.
They couldn't because of how much they were paying him.
Aaron Rodgers.
They couldn't because they were paying him all the money.
They couldn't do it. They were not drafting anybody in the first round for him.
Just for some facts, Aaron Rodgers has made Aaron Rodgers has made a total of $263 million in the NFL alone, not even including his endorsements. $263 million he's made just from the Packers alone. I'm going to take a $30 million pay cut, and Richie, stop it. Stop it.
Who else has done that, Tyson? Who else has done that?
Tom Brady has taken a pay cut every year when he was with the New England Patriots. Actually, you want me to pull up what Tom Brady made his career with the New England Patriots?
That Tom Brady's done, and I always admired that, and I think Mahomes is doing that too, which is scary for the league, by the way. I'm just saying that his ability to restructure his contract and do that, it tells you a lot. Because if he was that selfish guy, he would see that $260 million, say, that's mine. Screw that, I'm not giving it back to you.
That's
just one example.
I'm starting to think, and I'm admitting before I even say it that I could be totally wrong, but I am starting to think with Aaron Rodgers, there's some truth to all of this selfishness talk, and I think right now he's taking the pay cut out in front of the media, trying to win a Super Bowl, showing he's the great guy on his way out of the door, which puts him in a whole new positive light. I'm just saying, I think that sometimes there's evidence of opportunistic things with him.
And by the way, I also want to say this: people change, and I'm not going to get deep into this stuff because I know some people are not into these types of things. But Aaron Rodgers, he's went through a lot these past 3 years off the football field, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I listened and I watched 3-hour podcasts of him talking about what he's done off the field to change his relationship with not the game of football, but change his perspective of life.
Richie,
people change, man.
You're opening me up, Richie. You're opening me up. You're making it. I think you're making it worse for him because you got me remembering things that's making it even worse. This man went into the darkness retreat, done playing. When he came out, he felt slighted, which made him feel more motivated to play. He felt slighted. And then all the people that were talking about him was more so because of his selfishness. Remember when he came out the darkness retreat, the word was he was holding them hostage. They were and then they made a decision without him and he felt some type of way about it. So Aaron Rodgers might be coming back doing all the right things.
Who said that though? The media or Rodgers himself?
He said it on his interview with Pat McAfee. He said that at first he felt slighted. He felt some type of way. He said when I came out of they told me they would give me the time I needed, and I was pretty much done. When I came out and I heard that they had decided they would be moving on or whatever, I kind of felt he said that. So at the end of the day, I think that this is something where he's trying to prove a point, and also, all those who have criticized him for his selfishness or whatever you want to call it, that this will hopefully eliminate the narrative, especially if he wins the Super Bowl by sacrificing and all of that. It will eliminate the narrative because nobody will care.
So was the intention tainted from the very beginning? Did he join the Jets because he wanted to, or did he join the Jets because deep down he just wanted to stick it to the Packers? I'm feeling the latter.
Because he wanted to. And I think there's both. Obviously, I mean, he always has love for the Packers organization, but he said he was deep in the darkness retreat, and I watched a whole podcast of him breaking it down more in detail. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but he said that, like, the first day he was contemplating, okay, what would life be like playing for the Packers? And then he went through the reality. What is it like playing for the Packers again? Second day of the darkness retreat, he went through, okay, what is it like retiring? What's my day-to-day life like? And then the third day, he envisioned himself on the Jets. And that was the one that really sparked him to want to come here because he wanted to change. And that's what he decided
Richie,
to do.
who wanted Aaron Rodgers?
Who wanted Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, out here, media, rumors, whatever. Who was going after Aaron Rodgers?
The Jets?
That's
What do you
it.
mean?
That's
and
it.
only the
That's it.
Jets.
That's it. So
Only.
that's all he can envision.
Nobody
That
else
would be
wanted
the
Bro,
Jets.
he said it was always the Jets and only the Jets himself.
Because
he
it was
wanted
only
the
the
Jets.
Jets. It was the only
Because
other
it was
Other
option.
than
only-
Daniel Hackett,
because-
it was all ready for it.
There was no
Bro.
other team going for him, Richie.
There was no other team. He would have, bro. If there was another team if there
But
was a
there
team
wasn't.
that wanted him that he did not want to go for, he would not go.
But
Like,
there
what are we
wasn't
talking
another
about?
team going for him because you know why? They didn't want him.
How do you
They
know
weren't
that
willing to pay that
there was
money for
rumors of
a
the
washed-up
49ers going
quarterback.
after him. There was rumors of the Panthers. There was rumors of
No.
everybody going after him.
No,
Bro.
the Panthers no because they had the number one pick, bro. They weren't
There's
going
rumors
after
all
Aaron
over the
Rodgers.
place about
Well,
that.
Richie, all I'm gonna say is 7 wins, bro. That's all y'all got.
Yeah, I mean, this is just
And
nonsense. I'm just not
I-
gonna let you guys
I hate-
talk down my quarterback.
I hate to
Hey,
have,
boy,
I hate
Richie
to have
ride
to do
for
this,
Rodgers, boy. Richie ride.
but I've made
Always.
countless Rodgers videos on my channel in the past, and I hate to do this to you, Richie, but I want you to just look up the quotes from his ex-girlfriends, every last one of them. Olivia Munn quoted on saying that Aaron Rodgers was so miserable in bed that she had to turn out the lights, bro. That's how miserable she was with him. There's
So
actually some
Rodgers
other rumors in
is
him
Aaron
that he
Rodgers guy?
early in. There's
Checks
actually
out.
some other rumors about Aaron Rodgers early in his career. I'm not going to bring it up on here because it's kind of inappropriate. But if you do your research, he actually responded to this in a podcast early on in his career about some rumors about Aaron Rodgers that he didn't want out there. You guys can do the research yourself. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know about Aaron Rodgers because it's kind of, been shoved under the rug because he's been a great quarterback for the last 10 years. But I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers is really not who y'all think he is if y'all think he's this great guy. He's done some stuff.
I know, man, and I'm telling
And
you,
you can
I've
do
been
your Google
following his-
research, Richie,
I've
when
been
you get
doing my
off.
Google research. I'm telling you, I'm not just all of a sudden learning about Rodgers this year. I've been following along his personal off the field story for years. So everything you're saying, I'm aware of already, and I know him very well. But we can transition because we need to talk ball. We're talking about.
This is
Now
a
we're
Hard
really
Knocks
talking about
episode.
football.
Another Hard Knocks episode.
So we really
This-
got under Richie's skin, man.
No, I mean, if you guys talk down on something that
Richie
I'm
ride for his
passionate
guy.
about, I'm riding
Hey,
for my
listen,
guy. all that.
man, I have a whole new level of respect for you, Richie. And so I always have, but now it's even higher. I didn't even think that threshold could be broken. All right, my friend.
Hey,
I
man.
love you.
Well, Dan, I can see the same thing with you if we started talking like Josh Allen in some way.
Oh, yeah, 1,010%. But like,
Well,
it's like
we all
super
know
easy.
he a bum already. We ain't got to
But, like,
debate
it's
that.
like super easy for me to like let it go because like it's so blatantly obvious he's the best quarterback in the AFC East. So like it's just pure
Oh,
delusion.
Jesus.
So I mean, what's even the point of addressing it? You
Josh
know?
Allen ain't even better than Aaron Rodgers. So stop.
That's it, dude.
He
It's
is.
Josh Allen.
No, he ain't.
And leaps and bounds. Leaps and
God.
bounds. Don't even get me
Now I
started.
gotta defend
Don't
Aaron Rodgers. Oh
even
my
get
God.
me
Are you
started.
kidding me?
Don't even get me started, bro.
Are you kidding me?
You're sitting here trying to tell me
Oh,
that somebody
gosh.
can lead their offense into top 3 in overall scoring behind the 27th overall ranked offensive line is a bad quarterback. You're out of your mind, bro.
I didn't. Okay, did I say in this argument? In this particular argument, did I say he was a bad quarterback in this particular argument? I just said he wasn't better than Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, context
You-
clues. TD,
you
I've known
say-
him for 4 years.
You
I know
said
where
he
you're
the
going with
best. No, you said he the best quarterback in the AFC East.
this. He is
He is the third
By
best
a
quarterback
long
in the
shot.
AFC East.
by an absolute long shot.
He is the third best quarterback in the AFC East, and
He
you
is
know
the-
it.
Dan, you're lying to
who's
yourself
the
if you think
first-
it's a long
who's the
shot.
first?
Come on, bro. You can
Yo,
say
bro,
he's
who's the
better,
first?
but you
Who's
can't
the
say by a
first?
long shot. I won't give
No,
you that.
no. Come
Yo,
on,
TD, who's
man.
the first one, bro? Who's the first one?
Well, that's debatable between Aaron Rodgers and Tua, and I get Tua the edge.
Oh, is that right?
We
Okay.
needed to get about 2 of it. It's training
Dan,
camp,
the
TD.
fact that you said by a long shot, I can respect you say Josh Allen's better, but by a long shot, I don't know, dude. Come
Don't
on.
give in, Richie.
Hey, Bills Mafia, do me a favor and post that clip in so the TD Fins Talk Receipts channel on my Discord. We're gonna play a little movie.
No,
we
we're
go.
gonna have receipts this season. We're gonna have the receipts this season.
Oh,
We're gonna see how he
I got all
does.
the receipts already, man. Dude, it doesn't even matter, bro. Because first off, this is also something I saw somebody talking about in the chat. like even your own organization doesn't believe in Tua. If they did, they would have at least made some sort of investment in your atrocious offensive line. Like I think they want him to like actually, like literally, man. Like I think they actually want that man to have to retire. How terrible. Literally, bro. Like this entire offseason, the Dolphins don't do a fucking thing about their offensive line, and they go out and pay Jalen Ramsey all this money. That's like
the offense has also been putrid throughout the entire
like
training
having,
camp.
Hey. That is like having a leak in your roof and your children are starving, and then you come across some money and then you go out and buy a sports car. Like literally the entire organization's priorities.
Kids need to get a job.
Quarterback is completely out the roof.
The kids need to get a job.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
The kids need to get a job, Dan.
The kids need to get a job, man. Holy hell. Listen, man. That organization had no idea how to spend their money.
First of all, stop. You know, stop. You don't know nothing about what's going on in Miami. We building a Super Bowl winner, not a Super Bowl loser like the Buffalo Bills. Let me tell you something. You deflect, Dan. You deflect.
I deflect.
We were talking about Josh Allen ain't better than no freaking Aaron Rodgers. Stop it. Okay?
1,010%.
He's not better.
Right now, you take Aaron Rodgers over Josh Allen right now.
Y'all gonna use last year. That's all you're gonna use to try to justify your case. I'm
talking about currently. Listen.
What are we saying currently? Listen, do you want to bucket in like a 3 or 4 year sample size? Should we bucket a 3 or are we just talking about last year?
As far as a career, yes, Aaron Rodgers is one of the all-time greats. But what
about the last 3 years, Dan? What about the last 3 years?
I'm taking Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, I'm not judging these guys off of one season. I'll give you if you want to talk 3 or 4
last 3 year sample size. It's not close.
And so context absolutely matters. When I'm talking about the most raw, talented quarterback that can win games for you in multiple ways, I am picking Josh Allen.
And that's why y'all lose every year. That's why you lose every year.
Not at all, dude.
Because you pick Josh Allen.
Listen, okay, like you are literally proving right now that you 1,000% don't watch any Bills games because anybody and their mother can tell you.
That's a lie. You know I watch every Bills game.
And so the reason I am
begging for y'all demise.
Coordinator lining 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, bro. It has nothing to do with Josh Allen. The guy puts the team on his damn back 90% of the time, and he still got us.
I agree. Josh Allen does put the team on his back, but when it matters most, he throw him to the side.
And the fact
when it matters most, he throw him to the ground.
His team to 13 wins and still throw 15 picks. That's more of an embarrassment to the other damn teams when he still cooks them by 2 scores.
Bro, playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you tell me about the playoffs, bro? How much experience you have?
Playoffs, Dan.
How much experience you got in the playoffs, bro?
Who, Aaron Rodgers? Who the topic is about?
From the couch, bro. What you got from there?
Who, Aaron Rodgers? Who we're actually talking about? Him versus Josh Allen?
Hey, man, we're going to find out week 1. We're going to find out week 1.
Yeah, we are.
You're comparing a 20-year. How many years has Rodgers been in the league? 15?
So Josh Allen was playing defense.
Been in the league 18.
And so Josh Allen was
you're comparing 18-year sample size.
He didn't really play his first 3 years.
You're comparing a longevity
compare the last
career
3 year sample
compared
size,
to Josh Allen.
The last 3 year sample size.
Yo, this episode is getting pretty hostile right now.
I mean, well, if that's the case, then both Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers choked in the playoffs if we're going to go by those standers.
This is a hostile. Hey, let's get to these super chats straight over here, man.
We're backed up on super chats.
MVPs? How many MVPs Josh Allen got? How many MVPs does Josh Allen have?
He's been in the league 6 years, bro.
How many MVPs does he have?
Dude, that is such an asinine question.
How many times was he the best player in the entire league?
And so I'm not answering questions that you already know the answer to. He's been the best player.
I don't know.
I also don't understand the narrative of Rodgers being a choker in the playoffs, personally.
He is. Do you want me to list all the NFC Championship games?
Is it the team or is it Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, so Richie, this is where I say he's a choker. If you look at the games, those were all close games, and the ball was in his hands on a lot of those games on those last drives, and he shit himself on all of those last drives to win him the game. That's why I call him a choker. Now, if the team was trash just in the game and they got blown out, that's a different story. But if you look at a lot of those games, the NFC Championship against the Bucs, had the ball in his hands, what did he do? Look at that final throw that he made, and threw it at his feet. He threw the ball away when he couldn't have ran in for the touchdown. Choker. Against the Giants as the number 1 seed against Eli Manning, had the ball in his hands to go down and score a touchdown. What did he do? Throw a pick. Choker. NFC Championship game against the 49ers. He lost twice to the 49ers, one in the NFC Championship game and one in the divisional game against Kaepernick. Had the ball in his last hands on the last drive. What did he do? Throw a pick. End of the game. Choker. That's why I call him a choker. It's not that the team around him, is that he has the ball in his hands to go out there and win the game, and he doesn't do that.
Aaron Rodgers is better.
Somebody said, TD, would you say Tua improved in some ways? No.
Y'all
Somebody said, TD,
so
would you say
foul.
Tua improved in some ways? No.
He didn't have to. He played MVP level last year.
It's the best thing that I did. On my Discord, I have a channel called TD Receipts.
He didn't have to.
On my Discord, it is the best investment I've ever made in my entire life.
He didn't have to improve. He was playing MVP level last year. Did Josh Allen play MVP level?
Yes.
Josh Allen was never in no MVP conversation last year. Stop it.
Yeah, he was, bro. Right before that damn dirty hit from the Jets defensive line in his elbow, man.
Geno Smith was better than Josh Allen last year.
Well, he also, don't blame that injury, Dan, because the whole game against the Jets up before that injury, he was looking pretty bad against that Jets defense.
Thank you.
Hey,
he
listen,
was
100%
that wasn't the only game.
Hey, listen, guys, we have like 25 super chats to get to. Let's get into it. Nick T, what's going on? Heard the Atlanta D been shitting on Tua in that open. Yeah, that O-line's absolutely doo-doo.
Well, you heard wrong.
From you, bro.
I mean, it's on your Twitter, bro.
Anyway.
Y'all are using my receipts against me, and I'm gonna get all y'all for it. How about that? Hey, y'all, we haven't even talked about our teams in training camp yet.
Hey, we got to get through these super chats before we do any of that because we're backed up and we got very generous super chats coming in. Nick,
yeah, because y'all started these delusional quarterback
Tyson
takes.
credibility like the Pats receiving corps.
Okay, well, my response is you haven't beat us since 2015. You have no credibility when it comes to Jets.
That
Patriots,
better freaking change, Tyson. I tell you, if we lose twice to you again this year, I'm retiring from the roundtable. Glenn, if Aaron Rodgers stopped quick, Richie would have to pull Saleh out of Rodgers, keeping it clean. If Aaron Rodgers stopped quick, Richie would have to pull Saleh out of Rodgers.
I'm not understanding.
So this isn't a super chat, but this guy's been asking for a long time. He says, "What's the origin story of the AFC East Roundtable? How did you form it, and what made you choose to form the Roundtable?" Hey Tyson, I will let you take it over.
We've answered this question so many times. I'm tired of explaining it.
TD, you want to explain it then?
I'll explain it. I trolled TD about 5 years ago.
TD, you're muted.
So I was trolling TD on his channel. I remember I used to edit him, and he didn't like it. So I went a year on hiatus, and I came back to troll TD again, and we discussed the AFC's roundtable. Because we needed a Jets and a Bills guy, and we wanted to start something. I didn't think TD was actually serious about it, but I got to give TD credit, man. He really started a lot of it. But we brought Dan and Richie on after that, so that's how it started.
Thank you for thinking of me and DMing me, man. Always a pleasure. Very fortunate.
That's right. I don't even remember because TD, you got Dan, right?
Well, remember, I couldn't find. It was hard to find creators, and I asked you for help, and then we start looking, and we had multiple people, but these were our guys, man, right away for sure.
And so one thing I will say is that I will say that although that you just watched 45 minutes of us ripping each other's throats out. And so I do consider all these guys to be my friends, honestly. I mean, I feel like I talk to these three more than I talk to my own significant other and parents sometimes.
I love Dan's delusion, y'all. He's my guy.
Come on, bro. Get out of here.
The craziest thing about the start of the roundtable is I think you guys got me when I had 4,000 or 3,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we love the talent.
What did you guys see in me? Why did you choose me?
Honestly,
the reason I chose you, and I said this before, is because we needed a young Jets fan. Because a lot of them were old that I was seeing on YouTube. I needed a young Jets fan so they can endure the pain.
I remember he sent me your link. I said, "Hey, let them know. Let's see."
That's sad and happy at the same time.
But the good thing when we first started, guys, we clicked right away though. And we really got this thing up and running off the ground, man. And if all four of us literally have been doing our thing and building this to new heights, I just want to say, man, I'm appreciative of y'all working with me. I know y'all said y'all appreciative of me working with y'all. But I never visioned it to do the things that we know what's happening behind the scenes. I never envisioned. I just knew that it was a great idea, but I never. And the crazy thing is, y'all are the ones that are pushing the take for the next level that we've been. Yeah, well, we know it. And that's why I say it's exciting things coming.
The crazy thing is that Richie was even Richie Dan and they were like their channels was super small at the time.
And I also have never live streamed in my life before the roundtable.
They grew, dude. The way Richie has grown on social media, like I was looking at Reddit today, and they were like, because they only put journalists on the front page, and they treating Richie like he's a damn journalist for the Jets. I'm like, yo, I see Richie on. I'm like, yo, Richie, his channel has grown.
No, Richie's
like
there,
crazy.
bro. Richie's there.
Yeah, I got to give props on that.
It's honestly crazy, but I got to give you guys a lot of credit for everything, because when I really want to find the first live stream of the roundtable, because I'll never forget. I was sitting there shitting my pants. I've never live streamed in my life. I'm used to recording videos.
Clip it, y'all.
And if I have if I misspeak, I can edit it out. So if, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I'm live. Like if I say something, it's
I'll
live
find
in the world.
It's on TD. It's on your channel. I'm pretty.
I'll
sure.
find it.
I'm sitting there like this.
The first AFC's Roundtable episode.
The first
dude, how young do I look?
I'm literally silent. I don't speak. I'm literally mute because I'm so nervous.
Yo, Richie, your first episode, were you of the legal age to drink, bro?
I don't think so. How old are you? How old are you now, Richie?
How old do you guys think I am? Like fucking 17?
I thought he was
you're 25, right?
I'm 25.
Okay, so
never mind. You were just legal. Because we were messing with you about that at first. Are you even legal to drink? I remember Dan used to ask you that.
I wasn't able to grow facial hair then, so I look a little younger.
Yeah.
That could be something. But
I'll say this. Y'all teams have really aged, y'all. You know, Dan, you look, every bit about 92. Josh Allen. Richie.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Y'all teams that age, y'all, boy. I'm getting younger right now. We going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Now, but in all seriousness, that without the roundtable, my channel where it's at today is not where it's at today, because the amount of Dolphins and Bills and Patriots fans that are in my chat, and I'm so thankful for that, because I love Jets fans, but I need more rivals and more sparking of debate, and that roundtable and you guys make that possible. So thank you guys, seriously, because this is freaking sick. But we do got some.
The first 2 years, we didn't even have a channel. Remember, we were just
it was on a rotation.
Yeah.
Good night.
Crazy. All right, let's get the super chats, because King Cat. Whoa, King Cat. Sorry, King Cat's gonna skip the line. We're gonna get through all the super chats, but I just saw this and I have to put this one up first because you're the man, King Cat. I originally was gonna send 250, but realized Master Orc was here. Coach.
Is King Cat going to the game? King Cat is King Cat going to the game?
I don't think so.
That's right. He's a Dolphins fan, right?
He's a Jets fan. Go Jets.
No, hey, King Cat can be a Dolphins fan. King Cat know who the real MVPs are.
I'll say this, bro. King Cat, you can come on behalf of the roundtable. Your ticket's paid for.
Yeah, for sure. You don't got to pay us any money.
You don't got
to pay us any money.
And I'll speak on behalf of the board.
Dude's probably donated close to $6,000 in the past 3 years between everything. We love you, King Cat. Thank you.
King Cat, thank you so much, man. We really do appreciate it. You help us out in so many ways. And
really
Master at work, thank you for being on his bad side, because you sparked these donations. All right, let's get into – we're really backed up. Let's fire through these super chats.
Yeah,
We're going to get into training camp. B. Lopez, the Jets will go the undefeated and win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is the golden child of the Empire State. Let's go. Come on now. 20-0? That's what TV wants.
I've heard enough delusion. Now I need to read it. Come on.
It's $20. We got to let this one simmer in, because
really, Richie.
Get this off the screen.
Really, Richie. If there was some truth to it, I get it. But come on, man.
TD, you're literally reading yourself, but in Jets form in this super chat. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
20-0. That's all you say every year.
I don't even see a 20-0 in this.
Jets will go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. That's what 20-0 means.
Oh my gosh.
So someone just said that you can't be the golden child of a state you're not in.
Oh my God. He goes abroad. I'm not going to get into that debate. That debate makes me want to rip my hair out. Jerry, $5. We can have a god at quarterback, and Master Work will still hate on us and not give us credit.
Which, if you had Brady at quarterback, I wouldn't. But you guys don't have Brady.
That's your god.
He's God in my eyes.
Master Work is part of the Brady religion.
I am.
Midnight Hood strikes back. Yitz, Dolphins, and Cheecherus sucks. Go Bills, TD.
Go Bills, Midnight. Let's go.
If A-Rod played with Megatron, are you crazy?
Yeah, but they also had a really terrible defense and a really crappy offensive line.
Yeah, that old line was
just because you had an all-time receiver don't mean nothing.
Jordan Love will prove everyone wrong. Go Pack Go.
Oh wow, we have a Packers fan in there. I love that. Hey, listen. And so regular chat. So do me a favor and let us know if you are representing any other team outside of the AFC East. I'm always interested to see what other fan bases we have in here.
And Dan, also, if you can, put in a poll in the chat of which team in the AFC East are repping. I always like to see.
I already did.
Oh, it's been in there. Sorry, I've been
right in there, dog. 433 votes. But hey, you know what? And so I'm seeing 491 people watching. I'm seeing 434 people voted, but I'm only seeing 165 like buttons smashed.
Hit that like button. We had 505 people in here at one point, so hit the like button. We at least have 300 right now.
I do have to give a big shout out to Jets Nation because it's always been Dolphins #1 in fan representation, and then Bills #2. But the Jets have creeped in and took the Bills from that #2 spot. We're coming for that Finn spot too.
But listen, the Bills fans realize Josh Allen ain't it.
Well, TD's cheating because he's got the biggest channel. Like here,
shit! Yo, look at that, man. We got Niners, we have Vikings, we have Chargers, Packers.
Wow,
Chargers, another Chargers guy. Dan, don't worry about that like button. Hey, bro, listen, man, hit that like.
Dan, this one's for you.
Stop, Dan. Record is a QB stat. If not, never bring up Trash Allen's record against Miami. How dare you refer to Josh Allen as anything but the best quarterback in the AFC East? In fact, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm actually going to make some merch for the AFC East Roundtable, and it's going to be highlighted that wins are not a quarterback stat. And so
yeah, but he makes a good point though, Dan. He just literally caught you in a contradiction, and you want to blow past it. He caught you in a legitimate contradiction.
It does not.
Yeah, but you always bring it up whenever it comes to the Dolphins versus Josh Allen.
I've never once said in a positive light with Josh Allen that wins are a quarterback stat ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, put it in the comment section. Have you ever heard Dan remind us? Have you ever heard Dan remind us what Josh Allen record is versus the Miami Dolphins? Put yes or no in the comment section.
Just a big country.
No, Josh Allen. You say Josh Allen is the same quarterback that's blah, 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 blah against the Dolphins.
I don't believe it. Didn't happen.
Man, yeah, you have plenty of time.
I love it. J-Mart, Master Logic, DC movies are better than Marvel.
They are, actually, because I'm a DC fan, so thank you.
I disagree.
It's perfect.
So DC's kind of slept on, though, like low-key.
Hold on. Go back to that, Richie. Go back to that. But is that an avatar of Kane?
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Yeah, so...
Well, he said he's a
Well,
Marvel
that's the
fan.
joke. He's a Marvel fan, so he's saying...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
If Tyson thinks...
Trying to mock DC
I get it. I'm like, hold on.
48-5. What other quarterback does that? Enough said. Go Jets.
Wait. Was that the record?
No, that's his touchdown interception ratio in his MVP season in 2021. 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's what that is.
Okay.
And also, just since we're on the topic, Aaron Rodgers. I'll just put this one stat. We'll move on. Aaron Rodgers has the greatest touchdown interception ratio in NFL history.
What's the most touchdowns Rodgers has thrown in a season, Richie?
Most
touchdowns?
Most touchdowns he's thrown in one season.
I'm assuming it'll be 48, unless he went over that once.
I'm about to look that up.
I don't know. But all I know is he has a 4.5 touchdown interception ratio. That's just like, what? How's that possible?
I know he's gonna be 5-48 this year.
Yo, mad funny. Who cares why Aaron is doing what he's doing? All that matters is that he's doing it. Go Jets.
48 is his max. 48 is the max.
Yeah, I'd assume 50. That.
He had 3 years over 40 out of 18 seasons.
I mean, bro, I'm good with 30 this year. That's all I want. People can change. Bruce Jenner comes to mind. Okay. Jerry says Patriots tried to trade for him and said, no, hell no.
That's a lie. That's fictional.
Fictional. Mr. D, Jets beat the Bills, Packers, and 5 other teams without a quarterback, 7 wins with no QB play. Anyone that say the Jets will win less with A-Rod, you're just plan up hating. I mean, the Jets did win 7 games with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and Joe Flacco last year. Any season is possible. I don't know, man. The Jets are at 9.5 win total. Let's see if they go over that. Freedom Face, Jets all the way, Patriots LOL, bad poop, Dolphins are clown, Bills are Andreas is a bum. Who's that?
And so, wow.
Oh, he's
and so dude really typed that out. And so dude really typed that out, looked at it, and said, yeah, this is ready to send. Holy shit. Anyway, continue.
Thanks for the $5, Freedom Face. TD tripping. Josh Allen, the LOL, the Dolphins daddy, 9-2.
9-2. See, they just repeating Dan that record.
So if quarterbacks is not a win stat, then that record shouldn't even be shouldn't matter.
Josh Allen is a bum.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Look at this profile picture.
Hey, that is a dope picture. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh man.
Hey, Joe. That is pretty fucking funny.
Oh my gosh.
The question is, how is that? How is that dolphin able to even breathe over water? That's my question.
It don't matter.
Did he
still
take it underwater or?
Holy shit! That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Alfred, thank you for that. Oh wow, that's an interesting profile picture as well. What the heck is that?
That's kind of creepy.
Where did you get that? That's such a weird. That's a weird still frame of me. I guess you just put $1.
Saying you're blind. You're blind, Richie. You're blind, Richie.
Wait, isn't this the same guy that had you as his profile picture, Dan? Alfred Richardson?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I think TD or Tyson's one of you guys are next.
You see why I don't show my face.
Last week it was Dan. Richie, big fan of yours for a while. Thanks for doing what you do, especially play-by-play calls. Thank you. Freedom Face, I appreciate that, brother. And I do got to give a big shout-out to TD, because without TD, I don't think I'd be doing play-by-play live streams, because he's the one that recommended me to do it, because he obviously does it in his channel.
And so TD told me to do it too.
And the funny thing is, my dream growing up, my big 10-year-old Richie, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a play-by-play announcer. That was my dream. I loved announcing. So the fact that I actually do it now in a completely independent way is really fun. So thank you, TD. Thank you, Freedom Face. I appreciate you enjoying it, because I really enjoy it myself.
I'll send the invoice later.
Screen. This is a link. Someone to click on it.
We can't click that. So that was the it's the clip from TD.
Oh yeah.
Boy, y'all got a whole system worked out. Boy, I tell you.
Mr. D, A-Rod with a 6-8 Packers beat the 8-win Dolphins team with Tua last season. That is true. On Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, whatever it was.
It was a tough game. It was a tough game for our community. I will say that, but it ain't happening again.
Dan, you say this. I don't want to say that out loud.
Say what? Go Bills. Dan, we're bringing home that ring. Linda, you were
absolutely. Boy, the lose.
You're absolutely right, Linda.
We're getting past this again, so I just thought to put it on the screen because, wow. Thank you, King Cat. We love you.
So we had one more that came in. That's
pretty significant.
It came from a Bills fan.
$200 super chat.
Did we? Well, I'm going in order. I didn't even see that. Sorry. I'm just going in order as they came in. So can you please do a
gambling segment? Guys, by the way, funny you say that, because as you know, not only are we here Monday, Wednesday, we're also here Friday, and Friday also just so happens to be the AFC East Roundtable gambling show. And so I tried pitching the whole Degenerates Anonymous as the title, but I stole that and put it on my own channel. So we're going to figure something else out. But the gambling show's on Friday at 1 p.m. EST. Don't miss out.
So yeah, for that super chatter, yeah, we'll be Friday. We'll have an independent show on this channel. Okay. Speaking of it, Dan.
Oh, yeah. Let's read that, please. Let's go back up there. Come on. Hey. You put that back on the screen, bro.
Wait.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the AFC East, 100%. The Bills will win the division again, only 5-1. And and the Jets are overrated, and Tua is trash. Now, guys, that is a good way to spend your money by just typing out the truth. I love that. Beautiful.
Lord.
And he's a member for a month. That's how we got that emblem. Appreciate you, Joshua, even though you said the Jets are overrated. I'm officially petitioning Doug for Fins. TD sucks.
Hey, Doug is on here sometimes, man. So sorry I suck to you.
One thing
we have Doug on.
Yo, TD, one thing I will say, bro, I've never once in my life met a hater that's doing better than me.
Oh, there you
know what I'm saying? Anyway,
holy shit, we have another $200.
I said this.
Richie. Let's do it.
Sorry, I'm going through we got this guy has to skip the line. Oh my gosh.
That's what we were saying, Richie.
Bills fan Cordero, thank you. I'm back, baby. What's up, my brothers and favorite brother of all? So the delusional one, TD. Any predictions for your Dolphins this year? Laughing my ass off. Y'all keep up the good work. Go Bills and go Dogs.
Yeah, I got a prediction for you. Honest. Okay, I'm gonna have a real serious, honest moment prediction for the Dolphins. This is my early prediction. You'll get one right before the season as well. After I finish watching camp. Right now, the way that the Dolphins are playing, at first I had us at 13 wins and winning the division. I got to be honest with y'all. I'm kind of at that 11 game mark. We still get the playoffs, but I'm at 11 games. Because I don't know how we're going to start the season. It may be rougher than I anticipated, but we'll end up very sharp and looking good, ready for the playoffs. Jalen Ramsey's injury is something as well. But we're still in a good place. So, and if we tighten up in camp, a little better, it'll probably go back up. But right now, I'm saying about 11 wins. And, yeah, that's where we are. We'll make the playoffs.
Thank you so much for this $2 super chat, bro. I'm sorry I did not see when it first came in. $2 plus 199. I mean 198.
Oh Lord.
Yo, sorry. I'm my mind. I have a lot going on in my life.
I'm telling you, that's the Aaron Rodgers syndrome, bro. He's.
I took ayahuasca before this, bro. Everything.
Did you?
Yeah,
really?
Of course. Yeah, I'm tripping right now.
Me
Dan
too,
actually
dude.
believe me. No, but in all seriousness, though, thank you so much for this dono. Really, this is huge. I'm sorry I did not see it when it first came in, man. Thank you so much.
Well, there's another 200 that just came in.
You're kidding.
No, King Cat.
Well, I didn't see that.
It just came in, I think, right? Or is that an old one?
That's an old one.
Okay, my bad.
That would be crazy. I'm not even a fan of the AFC East, but I love all your guys' work, your chemistry, and I love football in general. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Jacobs. I love that we have an
Thanks,
NFL.
Jacob.
So, Jacob, remind me what team you represent again?
4 hosts, so much respect. Thank you, DF Forever.
Dwayne's the man.
The only TD receipt you need is TD post-game reaction to the Chargers game last year. I quote, Tua is not a franchise quarterback. Go Bills.
One game.
Mr. D, I'm so great for the content, but you guys got to be more on top of these super chats. Kind of why I don't do super chats with the roundtable, because you take so long to do super chats.
It's Richie's fault. It's Richie's fault. We're blaming Richie on this.
Hey, I was trying to get to the super chats, but you guys kept getting into debates, and I'm like, we got to get to the super chats. And then Josh Allen versus Rodgers came in, and then I try to get to the super chats, but sometimes you get into heated debates, and we have to balance. Do we want to stick with that segment?
Yeah, we can't interrupt the show every single time a super chat comes in.
Yeah, I think what we have to do from here on is we get into a segment, and when the super chats pile up, after that segment's done, we'll save the super chats to go through them all like we are right now.
So one segment could be super chats, super chat segment.
Yeah,
dedicated.
Salute to all the current members that are paying to gift other people memberships.
Yeah, that's dope.
I've been noticing that, man. Yeah, I've been noticing that in the comment section. Some of our members, some people have been gifting other people memberships. So that's pretty dope.
Got one by Glenn, let's go.
Yeah, Glenn just gifted someone a membership. So,
and
that's JKP Johnny was the recipient. That's what's up, man.
We're not even in the regular season yet. I've never seen it this busy even during the regular season. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, man, this is sick. Dan, you pulling up to join practice tomorrow? Jet up. I was with my guy Mutt Viles today at practice. I'm going to be with him tomorrow.
Yo, man, I would love to. Unfortunately, I have a conflict. I will be out of town after 3. Otherwise, I would love to meet you, but I will see you
Dude,
week
I'm
1.
in South Carolina, and Dan doesn't want to say what up, bro. What a fake friend, man.
It's 4 hours away.
All right, TD, you read this one.
All I got to say is fins up. Best team we've had in years. Look out AFC East. Dolphins, Zach Thomas making the Hall of Fame this year just makes it even better. I agree. I think that our timing is just there. Zach Thomas makes the Hall of Fame. We just hit the 50 years since the 72 Dolphins. It's a story, baby. It's back. This year, undefeated Super Bowl is in the works if we can get our act together. I mean, if we can, I think it's in the works, man. So fans should be very excited and happy about what's to come this season. Even the struggles in camp right now, we had some struggles last year too, but we came out lighting teams like the Buffalo Bills up. We were lighting them up, lighting the Patriots up week 1. So we're going to repeat that same process this year.
And the final super chat for now comes in from my guy, Hennessy. See you boys week 1. Receive my tickets today. Dan, just make sure you don't leave early like Dolphins Fed did last season on Jets Media Day. Let's go.
Yo, listen, one thing I will say, my friend, is that I will stick there regardless of the outcome of the game. But unfortunately, I'm afraid your expectations are too high, man. That just leaves a disappointment.
I cannot say how happy I am that Hennessy's pulling up because I met Hennessy.
I'm excited to meet
last
Hennessy.
year. Yeah, bro. I met him last year. He came to
excited to
Jets
meet
Media
everybody.
Day when the Jets routed the Dolphins 40-17, by the way.
Oh, so is he coming to week 1 at the tailgate?
Yeah,
That's
and he's
what's
going to be
up.
sitting with us too.
That's what's up.
Again, if you guys want to come to the tailgate, if you guys are going to week 1, by the way, and you already have your tickets, but you want to party with us, we are selling tailgate only tickets. So if you're going to week 1, but you bought tickets on your own, come party with us. Let us know, man. Shoot us an email, afceeastroundtable@gmail.com.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, honestly, guys, like I'm just kind of curious to see, like, out of anybody that didn't buy our full package tickets and then aren't going with us but are going to the game anyway, please let us know. Seriously, like right in the chat, because I'd be curious to see how many people are going to be there, because I would love to party with you guys. It's open bar and free food, and you get to see a live episode of the AFC East Roundtable. And so y'all can like throw like a tomato at me or something like that. Like say I say something that,
I'm going to do that.
That just pisses you off or something.
Let's go. Hosted by Gotham City Crew. It's going to be a live DJ. It's going to be all-inclusive food, drinks. We're going to be having a big production for a live show. It's going to be freaking sick. Mr. D says, yo, Richie, what's up with some Madden content this season? I will be pumping out Madden content this season because this is actually the first time the Jets will actually be good on Madden. Usually the Jets stink on Madden, and I'm still wrecking people online, even though our franchise league I was pretty trash in. But I'm just good with my team.
So speaking of Madden, people have been hitting me up about the online franchise that I'm doing. So it's both systems now because they have crossplay for the first time. So whether you have an Xbox or PlayStation 5, you guys can join my online franchise. If you want more details, just join our Discord, and the details are all there. But signups are ready. I already got like 10 people that already signed up for Madden 24 franchise league. So it is a $15 buy-in because we did give out prizes last year when we did it during the off season. I'm the only one who kept it going in year 2, and I gave out the prize money for that as well after we finished year 2. So if you guys are interested in joining the online franchise for AFC East Roundtable, just join the Discord.
And everybody that keep asking me about Madden, holler at Tyson, join his league, because I refuse to play this year because who's on the cover?
So I refuse to play because I'm like getting sick of getting smoked like 72-3.
Because who's on the cover?
Except for that, like my only real win this summer was against Richie.
Hey, Richie got better though. Richie got better. I think somebody was playing for Richie, and he started trying to act like somebody was playing for me.
I'm so much better than Madden than that game showed. You got me, Matt. You got me, man.
Just Taylor had like 300 yards.
Hey, Richie's reaction meltdowns were epic, though.
I was so freaking pissed.
But you know what it was, Richie? What was the setting that we didn't have changed?
Oh yeah, it was something.
It was something where all those fumbles kept happening and everything.
Oh, we were playing like arcade mode or some bullshit or something along those lines. Every time Dan flicked me, I would fumble. It was like ridiculous. It felt like I was being pranked by something. I felt like TD and Master was behind the scenes, like, all right, let's just make everything go wrong for content purposes for Richie, so we can get good clips of him. That's what it felt like. But speaking of the Discord, if you guys do want to come on the Madden, we just linked the Discord at the top of the chat. So if you guys, not only for the Madden League, this is where you guys can stay in constant communication with all four of us. The entire AFC's Roundtable community is on here. So, for example, you guys are all plugged in right now in the live chat, but when this live stream is all done, the Discord gives you an opportunity to stay connected with us and stay in constant communication 24/7 all the time. So if you guys want, click that link at the top of the chat, join the Discord so we can have communication with all of you guys all across the NFL. Really exciting stuff, man. The Discord is only growing. Mr. D, cannot wait for the Jets to sweep. Man, I wish. I mean, I can't say that with a straight face.
I need to respond to somebody that didn't say a super chat. Can you put what's this comment? The comment under Mr. D. PJ Mac. Put that. I want it. I know it's not a super chat, but I need to respond. Imagine that Pats fan having anything to say any other team in the AFC East rings going to corner bum. You mean the franchise that has literally owned this division for 2 decades straight, that has 6 Super Bowl rings? And by the way, the last time the Dolphins have won a freaking playoff game, George Bush was not even inaugurated yet. Al Gore was still fighting him in Florida. Okay. So if anybody in this division can talk shit, it's a Patriots fan. So talk to me when you actually win something while you're alive, not what your granddaddies or your great grandfathers saw in the past. Talk to me when you actually see it for yourself, and actually go to a Super Bowl victory parade that's not on a horse and buggy with wild Indians in the background shooting arrows at it. Okay.
What about the people what about the people that doesn't apply to?
Like who? Give me somebody.
The people basically what you're saying is don't talk to you about your old Super Bowls.
Our Super Bowl is literally not even 5 years old, TD.
No, you're talking about all the other people. Stop talking to you about their old Super Bowls.
Well, when they get on this stream, they can talk about it. But
yeah, but I'm talking about what about the fans that don't even have an old Super Bowl?
What do you mean?
Like the Buffalo Bills fans.
Well, they shouldn't say anything.
But they keep yapping their mouth.
Well, I mean, that's
so I never talk shit to the Patriots.
Well, I'm just talking specifically anybody who talks shit.
I just talk shit.
The Jets. Never won a Super Bowl before.
Exactly.
The Jets can't talk to us until they beat us. I don't even care about the Super Bowl. They just can't talk to us.
Tyson, if we don't beat you this year, you don't
understand. Honestly, I've never asked you this, Dan. That doesn't bother you that your franchise never won one? It doesn't bother you?
No, because I wasn't alive, bro.
Somebody said, tell this Patriots fan to, what did he say? Pronounce his R's. Rings. Get one. Or get some. Did that R? Did you hear that R? Did you hear that R? While we parking the car in Harvard Yard, counting up the rings. Did I pronounce it good enough for you? Bitch.
Hey, going back real quick to Hard Knocks, since we're on this topic, do you guys notice, TD, since you just watched the intro, you watched this part, who did they connect to the current Jets?
Bro, and so if we bring up Hard Knocks again, man, the show's not going to end.
No. We're not going to go into it. But my point is, obviously it's good production on their end, but they brought in Slick Joey Willie, Joe Namath, and the last time the Jets ever won a Super Bowl into the current Jets. So maybe they're just connecting the dots here.
That ain't the first time they brought him in the building. I'm sure he'd have been there a million times. It's the same result.
No. They bring him in the building. I'm just saying the production-wise, they did it.
Even that.
The Joe Namath waving his finger at the very beginning of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, baby. I mean, they connected the past Jets, the last time they won the bowl, to the current Jets because they're about to win it this year. Come on.
Robert Saleh. Suffocate the crows. Fly high.
I love that. Why are you saying like it's not a boss-ass analogy? You are a crow right now.
They run out of oxygen, and then they fall down and die.
Yeah.
The Eagles just rise, and Aaron Rodgers
you guys can we just say this? Obviously, I'm rooting for this. You guys are not. But how hilarious would it be if the first 3 years of this roundtable is the Jets in the basement, and all of a sudden the Jets win the Super Bowl? Like, we're the first team to win the Super Bowl in the
Nobody's
AFC
going
East
to be laughing
roundtable.
on this roundtable besides you, Richie. Nobody's going to be laughing
That
besides
would
you.
be like the craziest thing ever. Like, I had to sit here in the basement for 3 years, and then all of a sudden we not only win this division but win the bowl.
Y'all win the Super Bowl before us. You think people mad at me now? Psh.
Oh my gosh, I would be insufferable. I don't know how to act.
We saw him last year when the Jets started out crazy and how Richie was acting. We saw it last season. We got a little glimpse of it, Richie. We know what to expect. A little glimpse of it.
So what if we win the Super Bowl?
Well,
same thing. I'm quitting.
It's gonna be the TD roundtable then. Ain't gonna be a roundtable. It's gonna be
Dan Mitchell just told y'all he put in his 6-month notice.
I did not.
He just officially put in his 6 months notice because he's
there
quitting
would be a job
when we win the
opening
Super
for the
Bowl.
Bills. Yeah, there would be a job opening for the Bills contributor if the Dolphins won.
Me and my buddy Jack were making jokes that, like, I might just retire from Jets media if the Jets win the Super Bowl. What more is there to do? If we could we did it. All right. Now I can just relax and be a fan, and who cares what they did? We won a Super Bowl. That's all I ever wanted. Just kidding. I never do that. Vontae Davis getting traded was the greatest Hard Knocks moment of all time.
Oh my God! Do y'all remember that Hard Knocks with the Dolphins? Wasn't that the one?
Yep.
Wasn't that the one where Chad Ochocinco got in trouble and they cut him? And he was like, "Coach, man." Oh my gosh, I remember it.
That was also the one where Tannehill, they asked him to name all the teams in the division, and he couldn't.
And they were irrelevant. That's why.
Sure, that was when Patriots were dominant, but okay.
All right, so we have yet to get into the training camp. So I think in the hour 21 mark, now's a good time. So TD, I want to start off with you. The Dolphins and the Falcons are in the midst of a joint practices. I don't know what's going on. I see what the media is portraying, but I think someone like you can give us a good idea. And like people in my chat on my channel were like, "Oh, Richie, you see the Dolphins and training camp and like all these negative things." And I'm like, you can't. I'm someone when it comes to training camp, I don't look at other teams' negatives and make it a big deal because I think that training camp is the time to really learn and experience your weaknesses and get through those kinks and stuff. So is the Dolphins' offensive struggles my point that I'm trying to make? Is it a concern, or do you think it's something that is kind of expected that you expect to get cleaned up as training camp progresses?
I'll start backwards. I do expect this something to be cleaned up as training camp progresses. It's really just a concern because you know how potent this offense can be. Last year you saw glimpses of it, and in camp so far this year, you really haven't got the explosiveness that you like to see. The good thing is we're not talking about a train wreck. The Dolphins offense hasn't been a train wreck. We're not talking just basic average. I mean, we're close to that, but the thing is, it's been slightly above average. It's just our expectations are so much greater right now that you expect in the second year of an install to have, just high flying all over the field. Now, for several days, we've chalked it up to our defense being better. And we really didn't know whether or not that was the case. So now we have joint practices. So that helps you get a real inkling. Is it the defense better or is it just the offense struggling? And Atlanta's offense, our defense is good. We've really been doing a really good number on them. They haven't been able to be very productive at all. I mean, we know that the defense has improved this year, and we're starting to see it on the field. But as far as the offense, you were hoping, okay, now this is Atlanta. We know we got a great defense. Their defense isn't ours. Now it's time to see us really go at it. And it's still been slightly above average. But a lot of the issues, it's not a one-issue thing. It's not Tua. It's not the O-line. It's not the tight ends. It's a combination. And the problem is they're happening separate of each other. They're not all happening on one play. This play is the O-line. This play is the quarterback. This play is the receiver drop. So it's just been something that they just need to clean up and put together and execute better. I know a lot of people have this notion it's just practice, but you practice how you play. I mean, you don't go out there and you're not just putting in blank plays just for the heck of it. You still have to execute basic level football. But I do think it's something they'll clean up. I will start to shift my opinion on this team in a scared way if we don't ball out against Houston when we're talking about a team full of children. Okay? They could be talented children, but they're kids, man. A new team that's rebuilding. Go to Houston, and I'll be there, by the way, and I'll be giving live coverage from Houston. Go to Houston, show up, do your job. Let's go back home. Let everybody know, yeah, you had your moments, but we all right. So I've been saying it for 2 weeks now that there's some concerns in the offense. People have really came at me hard because they're mad about me saying that. And today, almost every beat writer had to admit I'm concerned about the offense. So time will tell. We'll be all right, though. We'll be just fine.
Ricardo sends in the super chat to you, TD.
I want the real TD on this show. Let's go. I got you, Ricardo, man. I just gave it to you. I gave you the real TD. I mean, I gave you the honest truth. It's not all roses and everything don't smell good. We got a lot to clean up, but we will. We will. You can't have this much talent and don't.
Any injuries to report?
Oh, Jesus. Why you bring that up? I had forgot about it for just an hour. Gosh. We got several minor injuries, but today we got some scares. We don't know what they're scares. We'll hear tomorrow. Waddle kind of went down. He was holding it. He was holding his side by his rib cage and lower back. He was on the ground for about 2 minutes, got up, walked on his own wheel, but held it all the way into the training facility. And we haven't heard from him yet. When Cam Smith tweaked himself, he was back at the end of practice. People are saying he's going to be okay. But right now, everybody's saying Waddle, nobody's giving us any news. We don't know what's going on. So we're hoping it's minor. At first, we were like, maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. But no, it's not the case anymore. Hopefully it's a bruise. That's the best case scenario now. Hopefully it's a little bruise.
I'm literally watching, like, this morning's practice. I'm watching every rep, like, no one drop. Like that's the one part of the game of football and any sport that just ruins it. I'm just, like, so scared. I'm living in fear of injuries. Like, I hate it.
So here's the deal as well. And so what's y'all's theory behind it? Because I feel like injuries are always so plentiful during like this training camp period, but like you very rarely hear about it happening as often just during standard practice between the regular season.
Well, it's because training camps are ramp up.
Well, not for us.
Yeah.
Training camp's more ramping up. They have full pads on and hitting and all that stuff.
And you have a lot of guys fighting for their future. I mean, in training camp, these guys, isn't that sad though? Some guys are going a little harder in training camp than the regular season because they're fighting for their future. Yeah. So, but when you have that, sometimes you have overexertion. Sometimes you have, players hurting each other from it as well. So
I hate it. Dan, want to give us your thoughts and updates? I know that you've been covering the heck out of this Bills training camp on your channel with the live coverage. Love the reports that you've been bringing. Thanks, bro. Dan Mitchell, has been grinding his ass off on his channel covering the Buffalo Bills. So congratulations, Dan. I've been watching from afar, and you've been killing it. So why don't you give us the latest on what's going on with the Bills training camp?
Yeah, man, most definitely. So with today, like, you definitely need to go on ahead and take the good with the bad. As far as the good, I will say that as far as our regular offense has been, as far as like full field offense has actually been quite efficient. However, one thing that reared its ugly head today was the fact that our red zone offense continues to yet again struggle, right? Now, I have been theorizing this entire offseason saying, hey, you know what? I really think that the red zone issues really tied down to the fact that we didn't have the right personnel, as is in we didn't have so the appropriate sort of running back that could be like that powerhouse that could really run in between the tackles and not have to sacrifice Josh Allen from doing it all, especially with that QB sneak situation. Then I also said, hey, you know what? Now that we have Dalton Kincaid, he's going to be a good enough route runner where it's going to take away some of the double teams that Stephon Diggs has been sort of dealing with for the past year or two. But unfortunately, and granted, it is training camp, but red zone offense for the Buffalo Bills was not ideal today. It certainly was not. However, I do want to sort of look at it from from that context is the fact that I feel that Ken Dorsey has been getting a lot of flack for his overall job while being the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. I feel like everyone always compares him to Dable. And then people, especially Bills fans, have this misconception that Dable was significantly better than Dorsey this past year. Not really the case whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, right? Like when you look at the overall margin of difference between the vast majority of offensive statistics for the past 2 years, they are so small, it's not even worth mentioning. The only difference was the red zone efficiency, where back in Dable's last year, he was number 1 in the entire league. But then Dorsey, he still finished top 10, and the only difference was about 6%. So with Dable finishing at 66% red zone efficiency, last year Dorsey ended up falling down to 60%, which is still top 10 in the league. Do I want him to be back up in that top 3? 110%. Do I believe that I think we have the personnel now where I think we can reach that quota, reach that level? 150%. But this is exactly what we need to continue to sculpt. As far as injuries, as far as players that are really surprising me, Gabe Davis apparently has been absolutely having a camp. And I feel that when it comes down into Gabe Davis, I think that he is about to be on the verge of having a breakout. Well, I mean, not even a breakout season, but he's going to return back to the form that we knew him just 2 years ago when it does come into it. So the thing is with Gabe Davis is that he's on a contract year. So number one, I'm expecting a huge year for the guy because he's essentially auditioning. For that new contract that's going to come in. Whether or not that it comes from the Buffalo Bills or whether or not that it comes from another team, he's going out there and he's putting it all on the field, and I'm very excited. And now that we have Dalton Kincaid out there, who, by the way, hasn't dropped a single ball from what I have seen. Like, the kid literally is living up to the hype of what he was. I think that that's going to draw enough attention right off of Gabe Davis. He's not going to have to fill in that responsibility. And I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing some very good things from our wide receivers. Damian Harris, which pissed me off because every single one of my Patriots friends told me, don't get too excited about Damian Harris, bro. He's going to get injured. He was out for today's practice with knee soreness. So let's cross our fingers. Let's hope that he can just sit back and relax for the rest of the preseason and get him fully healthy leading up into week 1. But I mean, really outside of that, and so things are looking really good on a defensive side of things. Love what McDermott is doing. I really want to see some difference in play calling, and so I think Bills Mafia is going to get it. I love it.
How's Josh Allen doing?
Good. Some solid throws here and there. Certainly some interceptions.
I saw one dime.
But I mean, he's doing really well, man. Like, I mean, some of the threads that I've been seeing him sewing right in between very, very tight coverage has been great. Our backup quarterback is a bit more of a situation, but I mean, I always try to taper my expectations on a backup quarterback because there has to be at least 28 other teams in the NFL's fan bases that have complaints about their backup quarterback. Like, there's maybe 2 teams that have a credible backup that you could rely on to win 2 or 3 games this year.
TD is going to be crying for Mike White by week 4.
And so one of them is actually Mike White. And so I'd probably put Mike White in top 5 best backup quarterbacks.
But don't y'all have the best backup in the NFL?
Is it Kyle Allen?
No, Josh Allen.
That would be Tua, actually.
All right. Well, Dan, we appreciate that Buffalo Bills breakdown. That was all you need. That was all you need to know about the Buffalo Bills training camp. Again, Dan Mitchell has been on his A game covering these Bills. It's kind of fun to watch.
I can't wait for this season.
3-hour streams, bro.
3-hour streams. I see you, man. It's the grind. I know what it's like. I respect the grind. Tyson, anything that you can tell us about what's been going on at Patriots camp so far? And we started off the show talking about a quarterback competition, which me personally, I never even thought that was a thing. So tell us more about that and anything else you're hearing about Patriots camp.
So we just we re-signed Trey Flowers. I think it was yesterday. Super Bowl champion. He was great when he was with us. He got paid, left to Detroit, and now he's coming back to win a ring. Hopefully. No, I'm just playing. No, but that was actually a pretty good sign. Our defense is actually going to be pretty good this season. I'm really excited about our defense. Jack Jones, they did put a sign right in front of Logan Airport. Do not bring firearms in the airport.
Oh my gosh.
So hopefully he doesn't bring any other firearms to the airport now. So hopefully he learned his lesson. But I'm happy that he's not actually in prison or in jail right now. Because we're gonna have a pretty good 1-2 combination with him and Christian Gonzalez in the cornerback position. I honestly think now the injury to unfortunately Jalen Ramsey, who I'm a huge fan of actually. That now the Patriots have the best secondary and the best defense in the AFC East.
Dang.
And there's this kid named Demario Douglas that I've been actually keeping track of. He's actually a really, really good receiver that we drafted late in the round. Hopefully he shines, but the only way that's going to work is if Zappy is the quarterback. Zappy is going to start tomorrow in the preseason game. Mac Jones is not going to play, so that pretty much confirms my thing that they are saying Mac Jones is going to be the starter, but Belichick is just too stubborn to actually go out and just say it. Probably trying to put more of a fire under Mac Jones to not give him anything that's guaranteed. Um, but I'll say this: I understand a lot of Patriots fans don't like me because of my takes on Mac Jones, because they make every excuse in the book for him for what happened last season. But if he is the starting quarterback, week one, which I think he will be, unless something crazy happens, he's gonna have my full support until he shows me that he's still the same bum that I think he is. Because I don't think he's even an average quarterback. And Patriots fans are, like I said, I'm gonna put my full support behind him week one, and then within the first quarter, you already know what's going to end up happening. Patriots fans are going to get into delusions again and say that, oh, it's Bill O'Brien's fault now. It's no longer Matt Patricia, but he no longer has a scapegoat. They're going to blame the offensive line. They're going to blame Bill O'Brien. They're going to blame Belichick. When in actuality, Zappy should be the starter from week one. That's my hope. Hopefully, he balls out tomorrow and shows them why he deserves to be the quarterback of this team. He is a born leader. He doesn't pout. My perfect analogy for what I wanted a starting quarterback is pretty much simple. You don't judge your franchise quarterback, or you don't judge your quarterbacks based on when everything around him is going well and how he performs. You judge his attitude and his more and how he acts and how he can conducts himself within an offense and as a team leader when everything around him isn't going perfect. When everything around him is going perfect, Mac Jones is really good. But when everything around him, the offensive line's not working, the offensive coordinator's not doing the right thing, receivers aren't catching the balls, he's visibly frustrated. Um, and I don't like that. I don't think he's a leader. If you're going to be a leader quarterback, you got to be there through the ups and downs. You got to have a good head on your shoulders. And Zappy is that. So that's my biggest criticism of Mac Jones. It's not that he's not able to throw the football, which I don't think he has a good arm anyway. It's the fact that I don't like his attitude. I don't think he shows what a leader, what a quarterback should be. And that's my biggest gripe with Patriots fans that want Mac Jones to be the quarterback. So, other than that, no, I think actually we're going to surprise a lot of people this season. I don't think we're making the playoffs. I don't think we're going to be competitive. I think we're not going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't believe that for a second. But I do think we're going to be competitive, and that's pretty what's. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm content now with the fact that we're going to be an average but competitive team. If that means to spoil the Dolphins, Bills, or Jets seasons late in the year to spoil their run, then that's all I can really ask for at this point. So yeah.
You know what I'd love, Tyson? The Jets are versing. Now this is just me on my dream little chair here. Obviously, more delusion. But I would love the Jets to clinch and we versed the Patriots week 18, and we trot Zach Wilson out there in Foxborough. We rest Aaron Rodgers, and he lights you guys up. That's my dream.
Listen, Patriots defense going to play spoiler for a lot of teams.
I know. I hate that we have the Patriots the last game of the season.
Exact same thing. And so we're just about to say the exact same thing. Like I mean, I'm seeing like a lot of opposite fan bases come out here and try to say that they're going to win 4 to 5 games. Like that team's like minimum is winning 8 minimum. Okay, like that defense is going to carry them.
Yeah,
for sure. That defense is going to carry that team, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into the Jets camp because I've been trying my best to be at every single Jets open practice. Well, I actually have been to every single Jets open practice so far, including here. I'm literally in South Carolina. For those of you guys that are not aware where I am, I'm in a hotel. South Carolina, Spartanburg, baby. But yeah, man, I got a lot to break down with these New York Jets. Not going to get too deep into it because if you guys want to get my really deep training camp analysis, you guys can check that out on my channel because I've been very active covering the New York Jets training camp. But overall, man, the vibe amongst this Jets team is just different. We actually have an actual quarterback for once. I've been to training camp pretty much every single year at being a Jets fan, and I've never seen these types of throws in camp. And obviously, we have a first ballot Hall of Famer and Aaron Rodgers throwing the football. And I know it's just practice and everything, but just speaking from a Jets fan perspective, we're used to watching a Zach Wilson or a Sam Darnold or a Josh McCown or a Geno Smith, who is good now, wasn't when he was on the Jets. But my point is going at practice in person and watching a player like Aaron Rodgers do what he does is just a really awesome thing as a Jets fan and an NFL fan. But getting into practice, some camp battles that we're looking after is Garrett Wilson versus Sauce Gardner. If you guys watch Hard Knocks, they highlighted that competition between those two offensive and defensive rookie of the years. Really, really cool stuff. Iron sharpens iron. That's a great matchup to watch. But the big question about this Jets team that I think we can get into, we're not going to get into the positive rah-rah. I'm not going to start hyping up this Jets team. Let's talk about the serious nuts and bolts of what needs to be figured out with this roster. There is an offensive line competition happening at both tackle spots. We do not have a starting left tackle or a right tackle at this moment. Dwayne Brown, who was our veteran, who was our left tackle last year, playing through an injury all season long, who could have elected to get surgery but decided not to because he was a selfless person and put the team first. He's on the PUP list, and we're hoping that he gets back, but he's not practicing. Mekhi Becton, right? He is the first-round pick that we took 3 years ago, and the only thing holding Mekhi Becton back right now is his knee. He still has a knee issue. He's practicing, but they're being precaution with him. He didn't re-aggravate it or anything. It's just a surgically repaired knee on a big human being, and it's like a confidence issue with Mekhi's knee. He has to learn how to gain his confidence and really power through his stance and just not really worry about it too much. So I think the Jets at that left tackle and right tackle position is probably the big topic point and the big concern amongst this fan base, because when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you got to protect the man, and I think the protection is going to be key. The center position is another competition. We drafted Joe Tippmann in the second round, and we have Connor McGovern as our starting center, who's been our starting center for the past 3 years. Joe Tippmann looked really good in the Hall of Fame game, so it's another thing to keep in mind. But our two guard spots are solidified. Elijah Vera Tucker, who is our best offensive lineman at right guard. Lincoln Tomlinson, who is at left guard as well. So offensive line definitely needs to get figured out. Now, when it comes to the defense, the Jets defense is way ahead of the Jets offense, and that's pretty much any team in training camp, but it's a little different because this Jets defense is freaking ferocious, man. The continuity going into year 3 with this New York Jets defense is next level. This Jets defensive line is getting after the quarterback. I mean, I was at practice today. Quinnen Williams was eating up the Panthers offensive line. I mean, everybody on that Jets defensive line was getting after Bryce Young every single rep, every single snap. A really fun player that I think you guys need to learn about when it comes to this Jets defense that is ascending to be actually the new starting safety, undrafted player last season, Tony Adams, is going to be our starting free safety next to Jordan Whitehead. He has been one of the stars of training camp. He forced a fumble today. He's been looking really freaking good. Not to mention our corners. You guys know them by now. Sauce Gardner, he had an unbelievable interception over the weekend when I was at practice in the red zone, which was like really cool to see. The Jets secondary's clamping up. But the big thing is we know what this Jets defense is capable of as Jets fans. But the offense, that's what needs to get figured out. New offensive coordinator, new quarterback, new system, new scheme, a lot of new moving faces, a lot of new moving parts. So that's what's really going to make or break this Jets football team. And I'm not expecting the offense to come out on all cylinders and just be a top 10 offense immediately. That would be great. It's possible, but there's some things that needs to be figured out. Now, I think we can all agree here that, I'm talking to Jets fans, it's more about Aaron Rodgers getting on the same page with the weapons than learning a brand new scheme. Because what makes Aaron Rodgers so great, it takes the team to see the game of football through his eyes. And that's what makes Aaron Rodgers different. He has all these unique hand signals that are kind of complicated. And if you guys saw the downfall at the Packers last year, a big issue was the young Packers receivers were not on the same page with Rodgers, where he'd give him that little hand signal and the receivers didn't know what he was talking about. And then it'll be miscommunication. Rodgers would get frustrated. So the Jets are really trying to get on the same page with Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of the players on the Jets, like CJ Uzomah and the veterans, they're like, I'm learning football more than I ever had in my life with Aaron Rodgers, because their goal, like I said, is to see the game through his eyes. And if all the Jets players on this team, the receivers, the tight ends, and the running backs, if they get to figure out a way to see the defense through the same lens of Aaron Rodgers, that is how Aaron Rodgers becomes an MVP that he was 2 years ago, when everybody's on the same page. Because what makes Aaron Rodgers so great is the little nuances. He gets to read the defense. He knows what's coming. He sees exactly what to exploit. And my favorite part about Aaron Rodgers' game, it seems so simple. It seems like, how come every quarterback doesn't do this? Because it's literally such an easy thing to do. The amount of times I've seen Aaron Rodgers just get rid of the football within 0.2 seconds of touching the ball because he knows where the soft spot's going to be. He takes a little signal to the slot. He's like, all right, do this. And then the ball's out immediately. Boom, ball's out within like a blink of an eye, gets an easy 5 to 6 yards. Those little things, it seems not flashy, but that's what makes Aaron Rodgers so excellent, so great. Aaron Rodgers has been absolutely elite in the short to intermediate games, but he has not really connected on the deep balls just yet. He's been really testing it out, throwing it deep, but hasn't really connected on those yet. Still trying to get the same page. And when it comes to the injuries, Garrett Wilson tweaked his ankle a couple weeks ago. He's easing his way back in. Sauce Gardner was out today with some quad issue, but it should be precautionary. So those are some injury updates to keep in mind. But overall, man, Jets practice. And Zach Wilson also. Today was not a good day for Zach at all. His worst day of practice for sure against the Panthers. But before today, he's been looking like a different quarterback. So interesting to see what he does on Saturday against the Panthers in preseason, because he's actually going to be playing because he's our backup. We're not going to be seeing Aaron Rodgers. So that's really all it is to it. I mean, we didn't even get to talk about the Hall of Fame game on this channel. So my thoughts about that, Zach Wilson threw up a dime. That was really it. Not really going to break that down too much. But overall, man, Jets training camp has been really awesome. The offense is slowly coming along, but this defense, they're really for real, man. And I think that if they can stay healthy with extending Quinnen Williams, this defense is about to go crazy. And the breakout candidate on this defense is year 2 player Jermaine Johnson. He is a transformed human being. He got lost in the hype because of Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall last year as rookies. But Jermaine Johnson is poised to really break out on that defensive line, and we are deep there. So that's another name to look out for. A lot of promising signs from this overall Jets defense. And that is the Jets report of training camp.
Just make sure you're this accurate with when your analysis when shit starts going south.
What'd you say?
7 wins.
So just make sure when the Jets fall flat on their faces, and then when the plane eventually crashes,
if
that you deep dive into the analysis of why it happened.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
7 wins.
I will, just like I have been every year that they've been shit in the bed. I dive deep into it. That's not going to change.
So I
want to hear some criticism about Aaron Rodgers when he's not who you think he's.
If Tyson, say with me, if it happens, because there's no guarantee that's happened. There's a chance it happens. You're right, but it's not guaranteed. Got to give a big shout out to my man Josh NYJ Madden with a $20 super chat. Everyone go check out his channel. He posts great Jets content for the Madden 2024 coming out. Appreciate you big time. But folks, we do have a proud sponsor of the AFC East Roundtable. That just so happens to be
BetUS.
Dan?
BetUS, guys. All right. So as mentioned previously, I had a show called Degenerates Anonymous on my channel right before this show, where we ended up putting together a 15-leg parlay, and we're picking the money lines for each and every single game that's going into it. Why did I do that? It definitely wasn't for any intelligent reason, that's for sure. It was purely for entertainment. But let me tell you what, when it comes to sports books, I'm like super picky when it comes down into what I want. I want the perfect culmination of options, whether or not that it's futures, whether or not that it's point spreads, money lines, over-unders, who knows. BetUS is hands down my favorite sports book on the market today, and that's why we were so happy that we were able to partner with these guys. It is super, super user-friendly. They have all these preseason lines already. They have week 1 already as well. I will give you a nice little tidbit. Definitely take that +7 for the Detroit Lions against Kansas City. That's all I'm saying. I really think that that's a lock. All right. But anyway, what they are doing right now is that they are matching 125% of your initial deposit. So hypothetically, say, for example, that you wanted to deposit $100 and you have $225 to play with. All right. And with this preseason, they have a bunch of NFL futures. And I see a lot of you in the chat always talking about, oh, so the Jets are going to make the playoffs. Guess what? There's a line for that on BetUS. Oh, the Dolphins are going to win the division. There's a line for that. And so the Dolphins are going to finish last place in the division. There's a line for that. Take that. That's easy money as well. But BetUS, definitely go ahead and check it out. Link is in the description. And then a lot of
also pinned at the top of the chat right now.
And it's pinned at the top of the chat right now. And like we just mentioned, we are going to be putting in a gambling show on Fridays, which is just going to be us going through each and every single line of that following week for the entire NFL season. So these guys are about to be a big part of our channel. And if you guys ever want to play along with us, highly recommend you do so. We're going to be posting our picks right in our Discord and everything like that. So I love BetUS, and I know for a fact that you will as well.
Hell yeah, guys. And again, you deposit $100, you get $125 of free money to play with. So really highly recommend it, man. Get your bets in now because there's a lot of future bets to get into that I'm already putting money on. TD, is there any future bets or anything that you're looking forward to putting money on when it comes to the Dolphins?
Tua MVP.
What's the line on that?
Oh, my God.
What's the line? I want to know the line.
And so you put $5 on that, and you'll walk away with $100,000.
It's still going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Is there a line on there for BetUS? For Tua MVP?
I believe there's awards. Say that you go through like NFL and that down arrow. They have scrolling down a little bit.
People avoid the recession. Put $5 on Tua MVP. You'll make it through the recession.
How much did you put on it, TD?
I ain't put it yet. I'm gonna put it next week.
I want to see visual proof of this, and we need to show.
I will.
Screen recording.
I will.
Screen recording.
I will.
Put it on Twitter. That'll get you out of the doghouse.
Well, when I make my deposit, I'm gonna use my free play.
He's using his free play?
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I will say, oh shit. So that's 6. Oh wow. So Lions and Chiefs already went down to 6.5. Still take that though. Thursday night, 6.5 is a godsend.
And again, guys, BetUS is going to be the proud sponsor of the AFC's Roundtable for the entire season, and we were so excited to have them partnered up with our channel. So if you guys want to help us out, simply clicking that link at the top of the chat, making an account, make a deposit, and win some money. Put your money where your mouth is, as Dan would like to say.
Put your money where your mouth is, man.
Absolutely. So today was an eventful stream. We went through a lot.
Yes.
TD, is this one of your favorite shows of the offseason or what? Because it feels like the season's upon us. It doesn't feel like the offseason anymore.
Yeah, it's starting to get me in the swing of the season. Hearing Dan talk about Josh Allen like he's any good. Richie defending his guy, man. I didn't see that one coming. But y'all continuing to dismiss Tua as the best quarterback in the division. That's what I can't get
listen, man, I got
only you kept that same energy on your channel and Twitter, TD.
Tyson, just join my Discord, bro, and like you have all the clips in one nice.
Bro, on Twitter,
I have an entire folder.
I've said it on Twitter and my channel that Tua is better than all these bums. Tua is better than last year.
You know what, TD? TD, I'll give you this. I'll give you this right now. Clean slate. Right now, for all 4 quarterbacks, including Mac Jones, we will see at the end of the season who's the best quarterback in the AFC East.
But that's unfair because when there was
how's that unfair?
Because when there was a clean slate last year, y'all ignored that Tua statistically did better than all y'all quarterbacks. Y'all ignored it. Y'all wouldn't give him credit.
Because he shit the bed in December.
He was the best quarterback in the division last year.
But he wasn't playing all season long.
Yeah, but when he was on the field, he was the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah, when he was on the field, availability is one of the most important pieces of being a quarterback.
But
you want to be a quarterback that's great for 9 games or a quarterback that's good for 17?
I get it, but he was still the best quarterback on the field when he played.
Hey, listen, you're still going back to last year. I'm giving you the opportunity for a clean slate. Tua plays 17 games, and we'll see what he's got. Rodgers plays 17 games.
First of all, he's playing. Tua's playing. First of all, Tua's playing 19 games this year. He's gonna sit this week 17. week 18, which is the 17th game, and he'll play all through the playoffs until we win the chip.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, listen, dude, I can't wait to see it.
He gonna be healthy this year.
Yeah.
I hope he is. I really
He
hope he is.
He gonna stay healthy.
With that offensive line?
He's gonna stay healthy. He's going to stay healthy.
I hope he does.
TD, make sure you voice that opinion to Tua's trainer, because I saw his tweet about you yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know
he's not a fan of you.
I didn't know he tweeted about me yesterday. But as long as I've blocked them or they blocked me, I don't have to see it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a clean slate for all of our respective quarterbacks and Aaron Rodgers. Ooh.
Yeah, I think
we all know, baby.
A clean slate.
We all know.
No, I can't freaking wait.
Super Bowl.
Do you guys know that? Obviously, you know about Hard Knocks, but I'm curious. The Jets have their own show called One Jets Drive, and it's basically just our version of Hard Knocks. We've been doing it forever, and I was featured on it. And I want to show you guys
that.
the clip.
That's dope.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing that.
I just want to play for the people that haven't seen it. You guys are gonna think I'm even more crazy, but here it is.
Jets ain't gonna copyright it. Right?
So a little context behind this.
They gonna copyright us?
No, not at all.
You sure?
Aaron Rodgers is a Jet now. Shady stuff.
I am so excited for the season. This is the most magical season upon us. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers. I'm ready to take flight with the Jets, baby. Let's go! Woo!
Ah, God, what a loser.
Damn, bro.
Now, that effect they put on that woo, though? Come on.
Damn.
You were in a documentary, too, about the Jets, weren't you, last season?
Yeah, so that's how I got featured on there, because I was on the documentary last season, and I was walking into camp, and I recognized the dude with the camera because he's the one that interviewed me for that documentary. And I'm like, yo, let's go. He's like, oh, Richie, I need you. And he asked me a question. He's like, how excited are you for the Jets this year? And then I just blacked out. And that's what I said. I was like, ah, you know what I mean? I just started whatever the hell came out of me was that.
You're a celebrity, man.
And then the dude's like, hey, bro, even though I work for the Jets, I watch all your content, man.
Let me get that autograph.
Nah, man. Going to camp is so different. It's so amazing. TD, you run into your subscribers at camp?
All day, every day, bro. Even not in camp. I go to Sam's and I know people that subscribe to me. I go to the mall and people that's subscribe to me. So it's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, that's definitely the most humbling thing in the face of the planet. The first time that's ever happened to me, I was sitting at some bar or something like that, and some kid was 8 or 9 years old, and he just sort of he was like, "Excuse me, are you Dan Mitchell?" And yeah, dude, my head fucking exploded, right to a point. Say that I wasn't arrogant enough, that could be a hell of a lot worse. From there, I was taking pictures of them and stuff. I was like, "Damn, bro, I made it." And that was back when I had fucking 5,000 subscribers. But it's cool, man. I love meeting people that vibe with me, because honestly, right in my eyes, I'm just some dude that makes videos right in my, it's upstairs. That's about it. So it's definitely a humbling experience. It's dope.
Hell yeah, bro. I feel you.
I'm banned. I'm banned from Patriots training camp.
He's banned.
You're banned? What did you do?
So I posted something on social media a couple weeks ago about how I was going to show up to training camp booing Mac Jones and threatening him, with my Zappy Fever shirt, and I was going to storm the field and break his ankle. And the Patriots, they banned me because they thought I was joking, but they took it seriously, and so I can't go to camp even if I wanted to.
Wow.
Banned for the year or banned for life?
Well, I'm banned from training camp.
Damn.
Well, I don't know. They might have banned me from Gillette Stadium too. I gotta talk to somebody about that. But
so
they took it seriously.
So just make a call to Johnny Manziel about a good disguise.
That is true. Oh, dude, I watched his documentary yesterday.
That's a good documentary.
Pretty good.
That's a good documentary. That's a
I thought he was rich. I thought he was rich too. I thought he was entitled. I guess not.
Yeah. Listen, right up until that day, man. Soon as when I heard that story that his family came from oil money, I was convinced up until I saw that last night that his family came from oil money.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, dude,
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Watch.
It's worth it.
It's sad. It's sad, and safe to say, he hasn't changed. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the opening scene, he was still, like, twisting up a nice fat old blunt.
A doobie.
Yes. Yeah, still slamming beers.
Yeah, it's actually a very, very sad story.
It is.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel bad for the kid after watching that.
Damn.
And now I gotta go see it.
Like people that were
it's on Netflix.
calling him a bust, bro. You need to watch that.
Isn't that the show that's featured like Tim Tebow and
Jake
stuff?
Paul? Yeah, they did a Jake Paul.
Is it all? What is it? Like it's one episode per person? How do they?
Yeah,
how do they
so they go to different sports, and you know they did one on Manti Te'o last year. Remember with the imaginary girlfriend?
Yes. Yeah.
They interviewed the imaginary girlfriend that turned out to be a guy. So it's pretty. It's crazy.
Wait, what?
You don't remember Manti Te'o having that imaginary girlfriend in Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be a dude that was catfishing him.
Holy shit! They made a documentary on that.
Yeah, so because apparently they said, so the story is that girlfriend died and they made an entire thing about it for Manti Te'o when he was at Notre Dame. Sympathy-wise, everybody was like, oh, this is so tragic. And they did some digging and found out that the girlfriend was fake and it was actually a guy catfishing him the entire time.
Wow. Definitely got to check that out.
Wow.
So we just hit the 2-hour mark, folks. And we are also going to be announcing a brand new Patreon structure. So we're going to bring in the call-ins.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and like sort of, throw that in there. Okay. So since we are growing and so the more and more streams that we have, right, it's going to be impossible for us to get everyone from Patreon in for these calls. So starting week one, the tier on Patreon for you being able to come on the show is going to raise, okay? But for those of you that are already Patreon contributors right now, this is leading up to week one, you guys are grandfathered in, so nothing. Okay, so say, for example, that you want to be a part of the Patreon call-in show and you don't want to be subject right to the price raise, then sign up for it immediately, okay? Because then we'll go on ahead and knock that out. What is it right now, boys? It's the 10 mark or is it the 20 mark as of right now?
Well, there's 3 of them. I think it's the 10 mark to get access to – so there's multiple tiers. The 10 mark gives us access. I'm trying to sign in right now so I can look at it.
Yeah. And so we're revisiting the structure, but next Wednesday we're going to start bringing callers back in. But starting week one, that level for you being able to call into the show and ask us a question or give you your take is going to raise. So say, for example, you want to lock in your spot as a caller for the show, knock it out now once Richie tells us what tier it has to be and before it raises. Because we want to make sure that we get as many people in as possible and say that we keep our current price structure. It's going to be impossible to get to everybody.
Yeah, so
too many people are going to want to come in.
Yeah,
we're also going to take away the first one because the first one you don't get access to the Patreon, the call-in show. We're going to take away the first tier. The second tier is what gives you access, which is $10 a month right now. So if you guys want to be grandfathered in to the $10 a month feature for the entire season to call in, now's the time to sign up because that price is going to increase. So that link is down below in the description. And we love all the regulars, don't get me wrong, but I would invite some fresh faces.
Yeah, hopefully people understand that too, because at the end of the day, let's be fair here. We know we can't have 100 people in one night on the show. We'll be here for 6 hours. So that's why we're starting to get such great demand for it that we have to make these moves so that we can have a very good productive show. It's just how it works.
Yeah. So like I said, no callers tonight, but everybody that is currently signed up for the $10 tier, anybody that signs up for it tonight is going to be grandfathered in, and then you will be a guest on the show. Starting week one, we're probably going to make it like the $20 tier for anybody that wants to go ahead and come on the show for that. So
are we announcing the SmackDown for Monday, or is that going to be a surprise?
Oh, it's going to be a surprise.
That's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
Just wait until you see the Monday
cooking,
show.
Folks.
Just wait until you see the Monday show. But Friday, be there for the betting show. It's going to be sick.
I'm going to put the Patreon link in the thing so you guys can see it. I know some people are asking for it. I think this is it.
Yep. And so just pin that right in the chat. Like I said, guys, so right now, like the $10 tier is available, and that means that you can be a guest on the show. Okay, but after week 1, if anyone wants to come on the show, it's going to go up to likely the 20 tier. So hurry up and grandfather your place, grandfather your spot. And Patrick Sealy goes, inflation is crazy. It's even hitting us, boys.
Supply and demand. Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap things up. Oh, we do got a nice super chat from Kevin. Hey, guys, even though it's a few weeks away, what's each of y'all's early score predictions week 1 games? Tua and Miami will remember what Chargers did last year. All right. TD, what's the score of week 1? If you would win money, say you win $1 million, you predict the score right. So instead of you saying 50-0.
For the Dolphins Chargers?
Yeah.
27-24 Dolphins. What? Why are you laughing?
It's a good score. No, it's just funny because that's what you deep down are. You hope that happens. You do not want to be in New York.
Yeah, I do. But that's what we got to do. We got to win. I don't care if it's close. We got to win. We got to redeem ourselves from last year. That team embarrassed us.
For sure. Jets Bills. I'm gonna run it back with the same score the Jets beat the Bills with last year, 20-17. This is gonna be a defensive battle. Josh Allen throws 2 picks. Sauce Gardner gets another one on him, and it's gonna be a fun day. Fun night, rather.
So I have the Bills winning, but I also have it being a low-scoring game. It's not going to be a high-scoring game, guys. Both defenses are going to be at like all cylinders firing at that point. I'm thinking 21-14 Bills.
Tyson, what's your score prediction week 1 for the Patriots?
We play the defending NFC champions in Philly against Jalen. He's that man, Hurts. I think it's going to be something like 40-15 or 40-6.
Wow.
All I know is that the Eagles
close?
are going to. No, it's not, bro. if Mac Jones is a starter, it ain't going to be close.
All right. Well,
I would have had a big separation on that game.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
PJ, love the long show tonight. Yes, guys, we did not do any long shows throughout the offseason because we wanted to save it for the season, and it kind of feels like we're back in midseason form, so we wanted to extend it for a long show. Expect longer shows. Also expect more shows. There's a lot of things happening on the channel that we're excited to announce in these next few weeks. We'll see you guys then. Jimmy, full PPR, Watson, or London?
It's London.
Drake London.
London, 1,000%.
Yeah, Drake London for sure. So that's going to wrap it up. Do you guys have anything else to say before we wrap things up?
Thanks for having us, guys. Thanks everybody watching. And Josh Allen trash. Y'all know I got to get it in.
And so,
folks, if you enjoyed the show, hit that like button. Come on, now let's get to 300. We're at 286.
And so I'm looking at all the super chats, and we can't thank you guys enough. This is wild. Seriously.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you. And like I said, we all will be there September 11th to celebrate.
Get your tickets. Trust me, our package is a hell of a lot cheaper than what those tickets are going for now.
So it's September 11th, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, because I'm flying on that day, so no.
Me too.
All right, folks.
All right, man.
I don't want to jinx
Have a good night, everybody. We're gonna end on that note.
Peace.
Yes.